In the soul world, runes appeared one by one, flying to predetermined positions, shining brightly. The second time he set up the faith formation, Lin Moyu's technique was much more skillful than before. With the eyes of the soul open, you can see the smallest details in every rune, and you can feel the power flowing in the runes, every detail. You can feel from this that every rune must be more perfect than before. Although each rune has only a slight difference, the final difference will be quite obvious. This was the case with the previous belief formation, which resulted in the operation efficiency of the entire formation not being high enough. In just half a day's work, the Sun Faith formation is about to be completed. Lin Moyu drew the final main rune and incorporated it into it. All the veins of the entire faith formation were connected, and all the runes were connected into one, running silently. Compared with the faith formation arranged last time, this formation is nearly flat and perfect. Looking on the surface, I can't find any problems. Lin Moyu sensed it carefully and could clearly feel that the operating efficiency of the talisman array reached 100%. There was a smile in Soul's eyes, and he was extremely satisfied with the formation he had arranged. Go for it. With a push of his little hand, the faith formation immediately flew to the magic star of the skeleton god mage. The light fell and enveloped the entire magic star. 50 million skeleton god mages joined the team of the power of faith and began to provide Lin Moyu with the power of faith. Lin Moyu easily calculated that 50 million skeleton magicians could provide him with 20 copies of the power of faith every day. The same 50 million skeleton god warriors can only provide 10 copies of the power of faith. This is the difference between whether the formation is perfect or not. When the other faith formation is completed, I will transform you. Lin Moyu glanced at the imperfect first formation and muttered to himself. Then a new round of drawing began. Soon, another faith formation was completed. 50 million skeleton soul shooters have also become suppliers of the power of faith. Lin Moyu has not arranged a new faith formation, and has more than 2,000 pieces of faith power left, which he needs to use to transform the first faith formation. Among the undead army, the three most numerous basic skeletons have all become the source of faith, and the remaining ones together only amount to 30 million. And if you want to turn them into a source of faith, you need to arrange 3 faith formations. Lin Moyu can naturally settle the accounts that come and go. Of course, we will still have to set up large formations in the future, but not now. The soul flew to the first faith formation and began its transformation project. Transforming an already formed formation is more troublesome and complicated than setting up a brand new belief formation. But Lin Moyu still chose to carry out transformation. He wanted to exercise his control over runes and talisman arrays, modify the runes in subtle ways, and correct the talisman arrays, which would be more effective than setting up a large array. The soul is fully focused, transforming the formation bit by bit, day by day. During the transformation process, we gained a better understanding of the composition of the Fu formation. Each rune has its own function and meaning, and it also has its own opinions on the combination of runes. Lin Moyu's attainments in talisman arrays are growing at an alarming rate. It only takes half a day to set up a brand new faith formation. Even Lin Moyu can do it faster if he wants to. But it took a long time to rebuild a faith formation. 5 days later, Lin Moyu looked happy. The faith array in front of me took on a new look, exuding a perfect atmosphere. Lin Moyu looked at his masterpiece and felt an inexplicable sense of accomplishment. The little mouth of the soul also raised slightly. After the transformation and correction, just like the newly arranged faith formation, it can also provide yourself with 20 copies of the power of faith every day. In this way, the power of faith harvested every day has reached 80 copies. 60 of them are from the undead army, and the other 20 are from the human race. As his fame grows, the power of faith that Lin Moyu gains gradually increases. I really don't know how much power of faith those big guys in the other side realm can gain every day. The thought flashed through him, maybe he would know it when he gets to the other side. The large formation of faith has been set up. Next, a small formation will be set up to automatically refine the power of faith. I harvest so much power of faith every day, but I can't really use it without refining it. But it was too troublesome to refine it by himself. So Lin Moyu planned to set up a small formation and put it in his soul to automatically refine the power of faith. He had already conceived this formation and it was not difficult. Just as he was about to take action, he suddenly let out a light sigh. He clearly felt that waves of new power emerged from everywhere in his body and flowed rapidly through his body. There is a feeling of power in the whole body, and the blood is also churning at this moment. Unknowingly, his realm has improved by one level. From the 4th level of God King to the 5th level of God King. Although it is only a first-level improvement, Lin Moyu knows very well that every small step of progress he makes is a huge improvement in his combat power. According to this calculation, the skeleton god general may already have the peak combat power of the little god. As for the skeleton king, it is enough to confront the 2nd-level god lord head-on. The improvement in realm this time is a bit unexpected, but it seems natural. Lin Moyu quickly recalled that he had experienced life and death again and again, and his understanding of the laws in each battle had already reached the edge of improvement. This long period of rune research has turned into an opportunity, and improvement will naturally come naturally. The improvement in realm was an unexpected blessing. Lin Moyu enjoyed the wonderful feeling brought about by the increase in strength for a moment, and then his consciousness sank into his soul. The soul's eyes were filled with determination, and its small hands danced gracefully, drawing perfect runes one after another. Lin Moyu built a small talisman array by himself. The talisman array is very simple, consisting of only a dozen runes. The function is also very simple, which is to refine the belief calendar. The main rune of the talisman formation is the refining talisman, and the other runes are all created to allow the refining talisman to operate on its own. Soon, the talisman array was completed and then began to operate. The power of faith full of impurities naturally flows into it, is refined by the talisman array, and is automatically transformed into pure power of faith that can be used by Lin Moyu. It's done. Lin Moyu was overjoyed, the rune he constructed worked perfectly. He no longer has to worry about refining the power of faith. No matter how much power of faith is harvested, it will be quickly refined. Taking a deep breath, then, comes the big project. To deliver golden armor talismans to the entire undead army, it would definitely be unrealistic if he relied on him to draw them one by one. The golden armor talisman is composed of a high-level rune and 10 basic runes. Even if he draws with all his strength, it will take at least 10 seconds to draw one. If all the undead legions were to enjoy the golden armor talisman, it would take more than 60 years. So Lin Moyu thought of a solution. He wants to create a talisman array specially used to draw golden armor talismans. Using a talisman array to draw runes sounds a bit fanciful. His ideas are also wild and unconstrained. But Lin Moyu thought it was feasible. He conducted simulation demonstrations in his mind based on the rune system he had mastered, and felt that there was no problem. However, whether it is feasible in reality requires further experiments. The use of formations to create runes has never appeared in recorded history. Even those high-level talisman masters, the talisman saint who had just become the Holy Lord, had never done this. Don't say you've never done it, or even thought about it. Lin Moyu didn't just think of it out of thin air, but secretly inspired him. Whether it was the poisonous beef secret realm or the golden brilliance secret realm, a rune appeared in the end. This corner of the rune comes from an ancient rune. Although there is only one corner left, it still exerts terrifying power. The rune fragments in the secret realm all evolved from it. Looking at it from another angle, it is actually this corner of the rune that creates countless rune fragments. These rune fragments have turned into various dangers in the secret realm. In this case, there is no reason why a complete formation cannot evolve into something else. It is with this argument that Lin Moyu unfolds his imagination. Ancient runes are existences that transcend advanced runes. They have turned decay into magic, changed the rules, and possess powers that are incomprehensible. Lin Moyu naturally cannot change the rules, so he needs to act under the established rules. In his imagination, the required golden armor talisman consists of a high-level rune and 10 basic runes. Then 12 formations need to be arranged. 10 of the runes are used to create 10 basic runes. A rune is used to create advanced runes. Then the last formation is responsible for fusing these runes. He has already thought about the structure of the formation, which is the double-layer structure used in 540 ancient battlefields. The 11 formations on the surface are connected into a whole, and finally the runes are brought together, and then the formations on the inner layer are used to fuse the runes. It should be okay. After thinking about it for several days, Lin Moyu had the overall structure of the formation in his mind, and knew which runes he should use and how to combine them. After you have figured it out, the next step is the actual operation. He drew runes one after another, and these runes flew to specific locations and connected together in the starry sky. Lin Moyu first built a small formation to create basic runes and transformation talismans. If you can't even create basic runes like the strengthening rune, then you don't have to try again, it's absolutely impossible to succeed. Lin Moyu draws very carefully, leaving no room for error in any detail. Half a day later, the sun constellation, specially used to create reinforcements, was completed. After the soul power was injected into the formation began to operate. In the center of the formation, there is a strengthening symbol as the main symbol. The soul power flows into the center of the formation through the formation veins. The strengthening talisman sparkled, and when the soul power was completely filled, a brand new strengthening talisman flew out of the formation. The whole process is equivalent to copying the strengthening symbol. Sure enough, Lin Moyu was overjoyed and a little excited. Successfully creating runes is much more exciting than improving one's own realm. His vision was confirmed. Since basic runes can be made, theoretically speaking, making advanced runes is not a problem. After taking the strengthening talisman that flew out of the formation, after careful inspection, I found that there were still some problems in the details. Lin Moyu immediately adjusted the formation and debugged it again and again. A few more days passed, and finally the perfect strengthening talisman that met the requirements was created. Immediately afterwards, Lin Moyu began to arrange the second formation. The second formation was also to create basic runes. With the first experience, Lin Moyu arranged the formation much more efficiently this time. After the formation was arranged, it ran normally, and then it was debugged and corrected again and again, until the runes created meet your requirements. Then there is the third formation. Lin Moyu was completely immersed in it and never tired of it. Time passes day by day, and 100 days pass in a blink of an eye. Lin Moyu completed the final debugging, and in front of him was a huge formation. This formation consists of more than 2,000 basic runes and more than 100 advanced runes. It looks like one formation, but it is actually 11 formations. Soul power was injected into it, and the formation started to work. Along with bursts of light, 11 runes slowly flew out. The runes are all so perfect, not a single flaw can be seen. Including the advanced rune, this is the case. Even the calm Lin Moyu couldn't help but wave his hand, and his clenched fists were enough to express his feelings. For him, this is a milestone. He has no idea that what he is doing now is a milestone for the entire human race, and even the entire world. No one has ever done this in recent history. It's not necessarily that you can't do it, but that you simply won't do it. Lin Moyu can be said to have set a precedent. After a few seconds of excitement, he calmed down again. The next step is the hardest. In imagination, making runes is not difficult. The real difficulty lies in merging the runes. In fact, not just for him, but for all talisman masters, the difficulty of fusing runes is far greater than the difficulty of drawing runes. Following the method he thought of, Lin Moyu began to arrange a new formation. Runes flew out one by one, and the runes used this time were different. Most of the runes have functions such as squeezing, stabilization, and fusion. There are 10 holes on the periphery of the formation, which are specially used to receive a foundation. There is also a big hole in the middle, used to receive high-level runes. After receiving the runes, the power of the formation is used to fuse these runes together in a specific order to finally form the golden armor talisman. The idea is completely fine in theory, but the difficulty lies in the actual operation. A few days later, the formation named Fusion Formation by Lin Moyu took shape in the starry sky. Its size is very large, even larger than the previous formation. The internal structure of the formation is very complex. Lin Moyu has considered every detail. The formation for making runes is the outer formation, and the formation for fusing runes is the inner formation. The two formations are one on the outside and the other on the inside. Lin Moyu named them the Golden Armor Formation. The formation has been arranged, and the experiment will begin next. At this time, a god king happened to pass by. Someone actually arranged a formation here. He was attracted by such a huge formation and flew over with strong curiosity. After taking a look at the formation, he suddenly let out a strange scream, covered his head and fled quickly. The formation is too complicated, and a third-grade soul in the God King realm simply cannot bear it. Not to mention the God King, even the little God Lord would not be able to bear it if he looked at it for a long time. Only the deity can observe freely. Lin Moyu looked at the God King who was escaping in a hurry, feeling a little helpless. I didn't let you come to see it either. I'm very curious, so I can't blame myself. The episode relieved Lin Moyu's tension. The soul power flows out and is first injected into the outer formation. A few seconds later, 11 runes flew out and flew into the inner formation according to the formation's lines. The 11 runes were in place, and the inside began to operate. The 11 runes moved toward the center at the same time and began to merge. Watching the runes come together, they gradually become thicker, revealing a pale golden light, and a golden armor rune slowly forms. Lin Moyu stared at the formation without blinking, looking at the golden armor talisman being formed. The eyes of the soul have long been opened, and he will not let go of any detail, looking at it extremely carefully. The light golden color blooms in the starry sky, looking extremely charming. Just a few seconds later, a golden armor sign flew out of the formation. It's done, a one-time success, which Lin Moyu never expected. He was confident that he would succeed, but he didn't expect that he would succeed the first time. The surprise came so suddenly. Looking at the glittering golden armor talisman in front of him, Lin Moyu inspected it carefully, and the surprise in his eyes gradually disappeared. The golden armor talisman has indeed been completed, and it can indeed be used. But it's not perfect. There are many incongruities in the entire rune. Once used, the effect may not be half as good as what you drew yourself. Not to mention blocking the attack of the god, even blocking the attack of the little god is difficult. What is the use of such a golden armor talisman? Lin Moyu wants the perfect golden armor talisman, and he has his own ideas about the golden armor talisman. The current golden armor talisman is only the most basic version, and there will be more advanced versions in the future, and the defense will be even stronger. In his imagination, the golden armor talisman is a rune that can continuously grow and upgrade. If he only blocked 1 or 2 attacks from the God Lord, he wouldn't go to war over it. Now that the golden armor talisman is completed, there is no problem with the formation, but it is not perfect. The next step is to find a way to perfect the formation, and finally fuse it into a perfect golden armor talisman. This is a long process, so there is no need to rush. It requires repeated experiments without any carelessness. In the core area, the ancestor of the Su family and the newly promoted Fu Xingzuan have completely stabilized their realm. With the experience of Dao Yun, he can go higher and further on the rune path. His understanding of ancient runes has also improved. Only after becoming a saint can one know how big the gap between the two sides is. Although everyone is in the other side realm and is not a higher realm, the gap has already formed. Patriarch Su has now become Fu Xingzuan and finally understands this. Saint Hao appeared next to him, and invisible black light emitted from his body, covering the two of them. Their conversation cannot be heard by outsiders. Even those on the other side are like this. Even those in the other side realm didn't know that it was the Holy Lord who was talking to the Holy Lord Fu. Now, you understand. Saint Hao's voice was a little low, seemingly calm, but it also revealed deep helplessness and indifference. Fu Xingzuan looked towards the distant place. In his sight, there was a divine road there. It seems that if you step on the divine path, you can reach higher areas and reach higher mountains. But this divine road is broken. There is an invisible gap blocking the path of God, making it impossible for people to move forward. Looking at the chasm, Xingzuan Fu also felt despair. A very strong aura of despair hit his soul, one after another. Fu Xingzuan couldn't bear it and could only look away. As long as he doesn't look at it anymore, that aura will disappear, completely disappear, as if it doesn't exist at all. Saint Hao sighed, "Aren't you desperate? The road ahead is cut off. No matter how talented you are, or how good the opportunity is, you can't move forward." Fu Xingzuan's face was slightly pale. The joy of being promoted to the Holy Lord had disappeared at this moment. There was a little tremor in his voice. Why was this happening? Saint Hao said, "Go to the Human Emperor Network." Fu Xingzuan communicated with the Human Emperor Network. This was the first time he communicated with the Human Emperor Network after becoming the Holy Master. His consciousness naturally entered the Human Emperor's network, but found that he had come to a place he had never been before. This is the place of the Holy Lord. Only the Holy Lord can come in. There are some things that only the Holy Lord is qualified to know. Wu Xingzuan's voice sounded, and he also came to the place of Xingzuan and stood side by side with Xingzuan. In front of them were 18 huge thrones, the holy thrones. 12 of the thrones are dark in color, and only 6 thrones are still shining. Fu Xingzuan's eyes fell on one of the thrones, and it was shown in the Human Emperor Network that this throne belonged to him. Holy Lord Hao said in a low voice, "Since the war between the gods of war and the destruction of ancient times, a total of 12 saints have appeared in our human race. Counting you, only 6 of them are still alive. There are still 6, which corresponds exactly to the number of thrones." Fu Xingzuan's eyes narrowed. "Which saints are there?" Holy Lord Hao shook his head. "They all embarked on the path of humankind's gods before their lifespan ran out, and never came back, without exception. The lifespan of the Holy Lord is about 50,000 years, and hundreds of thousands of years have passed since ancient times. A total of 18 saints appeared in the human race, 12 of them embarked on the divine path after breaking through Wu and completely eliminated the disease." Saint Fu wanted to say something else, but Saint Hao waved his hand, and a piece of information appeared in front of Saint Fu. After Fu Xingzuan read it carefully, his expression became more and more solemn, and he said to himself, "This is actually the case. Only the Holy Master is qualified to access the information he is seeing now." In other words, currently, only 6 people in the human race know about this matter. Wu Xingzuan's eyes showed a hint of helplessness. In a great battle in ancient times, the divine path was cut off, and the road ahead for the Holy Lord became extremely dangerous and difficult. You should know now why, at the end of modern times, all races joined forces to attack our human race. At the end of modern times, various races suddenly launched an unprecedented fierce attack on the human race. More than 200 tribes, large and small, joined forces to attack the human race from all directions. Almost all the 4 major star regions of the human race fell, and the casualties were countless. In the end, all the tribes broke into the human divine city, and the human race was in danger. It was also at that time that Xiao Zhantian was born. With his invincible appearance, he repelled the coalition forces of all ethnic groups. And after the incident, they returned to various ethnic groups, and nearly half of the coalition forces of more than 200 ethnic groups were eventually wiped out. Many ethnic groups have also left for other places. Xiao Zhantian alone ended the ancient times and brought the entire world into a new era. This period of history is recorded among all ethnic groups in the world, but few people know why the war started. Even in these other realms among the human race, I don't know why. Fu Xingzuan didn't know it before he reached the Holy Lord. Now he finally understood that the purpose behind that war was for the human race's divine path. After ancient times, the divine road was cut off, and it was extremely difficult for the Holy Lord to move forward again. There is more than one divine path, and many powerful clans have them. But without exception, everything was broken. Only the human race's divine path, although incomplete, has not been completely broken. The real purpose of that war was to destroy the human race and follow the path of the gods. The divine path of the human race is widely known. Almost every human race knows that the human race has a divine path. Entering the divine city and walking on the divine path is also the dream of every cultivator. But almost no one knows the true meaning of the divine road. Even Fu Xingzuan didn't know until now. Saint Fu's mood is the same as Saint Hao's, a little low, even his voice is like this. Has anyone succeeded? Saint Hao shook his head. I don't know, maybe there is, maybe there is not. After a pause for a few seconds, he said again, Lord God of War, it should be a success. Fu Xingzuan's pupils tightened. Really? As far as he knew, Xiao Zhantian had not appeared for many years. No one knows whether he is dead or alive. If Xiao Zhantian was a saint, his longevity would have been exhausted in hundreds of thousands of years. If it is not the Holy Lord, then what is it? What is the realm above the Holy Lord? Saint Hao whispered, you will know the next time the divine path opens, and you will die soon. Unknowingly, Lin Moyu has stayed in the starry sky for more than 300 days. During this period, several people passed by. They were all attracted by the formation arranged by Lin Moyu, and out of curiosity, they wanted to come and find out. But without exception, they just glanced at each other, covered their heads and left. The formation arranged by Lin Moyu is too complicated, and a third-grade soul of the God King realm cannot bear it. Gradually, word spread that someone had arranged a formation in the starry sky. Relying on the Renhuang network, the spread speed is ridiculously fast. Some people claim that if anyone can hold on to the formation for 10 seconds, it proves that his soul has reached the peak of the third level. If he can persist in watching for 1 minute, it means that his soul has surpassed the peak of the third level and will be qualified to enter the divine realm in the future. The formation arranged by Lin Moyu was used to test the strength of the soul. Some people even start a competition to see who can last longer. However, none of them got too close. The closest one was still thousands of kilometers away from Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu doesn't care, as long as it doesn't disturb him, he can watch it if he wants. He devoted himself wholeheartedly to fine-tuning the formation of the fused runes. The fused runes become perfect little by little, with fewer and fewer defects. Now the degree of perfection has reached 90%. With just one more point, it will reach true perfection. The adjustment has reached the final critical point, and Lin Moyu has become more careful, truly concentrating, and has no time to think about it. Thousands of runes cooperate with each other, making the formation operate more smoothly and naturally. Lin Moyu could feel the pulse in the formation, and the formation seemed to have life. In his eyes, the entire formation exuded vitality. It seems that it is no longer an ordinary formation, but has spirituality. He remembered what Meng Anwen once said, when a formation is completely perfect, it is possible for a spirit to be born. In the small world, under the palace of the Xinxia Empire, there was a formation that gave birth to a weapon spirit. Looking back now, that formation was so simple. It just sealed an area and added a simple teleportation function. But it was such a simple formation, because it was perfect enough, and over time, the formation spirit was born. Nowadays, my own formation seems to have a tendency to give birth to formation spirits. Almost, there are 3 runes left. Lin Moyu whispered in his heart that all the runes have been adjusted, except for the last rune. At this moment, Lin Moyu felt a little excited in his heart. Over 300 days, his understanding of runes became deeper and deeper, as did his understanding of runes. He is now confident that if he deploys the golden armor formation again, he can get it right in one step and directly deploy the golden armor formation in perfect condition. No need to spend a lot of time making adjustments like this time. 1, 2, 3. The last 3 runes were finally adjusted, and the formation suddenly glowed. Like stars in the starry sky, extremely dazzling. The golden armor formation consists of 2 formations, the outer and the inner. The 2 formations are interconnected and cooperate with each other, and they look like an indescribable beauty. The entire formation is natural and cannot be faulted. Lin Moyu admired the formation he had arranged as if he were appreciating a work of art. Soul power is injected into it, and the 2 formations inside and outside operate simultaneously. 11 runes flew out of the outer formation and entered the inner formation. Then the inner formation is used for fusion. In just 10 seconds, a golden armor talisman was fused. The golden armor talisman is also as perfect as a work of art, no different from the one drawn by Lin Moyu himself. It was completely in line with expectations, and more than 300 days were not wasted. After the first perfect golden armor talisman appeared, the golden armor array not only did not stop, but became more and more dazzling. A stream of spirituality continuously gushes out from the formation. Array spirit. Lin Moyu was overjoyed that a formation spirit was really born. This shows that the formation he has set up has reached perfection regardless of its grade. From scratch, create your own formation bit by bit. Then the formation was constantly adjusted to achieve perfection. Now the formation has given birth to a weapon spirit. That sense of accomplishment is stronger than when Lin Moyu himself crossed a big realm. Improving your realm is more like walking on the path of your predecessors. Countless people have walked this path. But he is the only one in history to create a formation that can draw runes and fuse runes by itself. In contrast, the sense of satisfaction and achievement it brings is not at the same level. Lin Moyu admired his masterpiece and watched the spirituality in the formation getting stronger and stronger. At the same time, he also continued to provide soul power for the formation. One's own soul power is the best nourishment for the formation spirit. This is his formation, with his marks everywhere. The birthplace formation spirit will also belong to him. Who allowed you to set up the formation here? A low shout sounded, and a sword light leaped into the air. The attack was not directed at Lin Moyu, but at the golden armor formation. The giant skeletal dragon roared, seemingly furious. Golden armor appeared on his body, and the armor instantly enlarged, and a large area glowed with golden light, blocking the attack. With a bang, the sword light exploded, and a sharp sword was bounced back. Lin Moyu withdrew his mind from the formation and turned around to see a young man with a feminine appearance. The young man was wearing a robe with a flaming bird embroidered on it, which looked a bit like a red bird. He didn't hide his information. Luo Feiyu, little god. Lin Moyu thought that the manager family of the Chu 13283 galaxy 100 million kilometers away was named Luo. Judging from Luo Feiyu's appearance, Tianyu probably came from the Lu family. But that's not important. What's important is that he did it to himself. Even if the object is not himself, it is just a formation. But everyone knows that the formation is arranged by oneself, attacking the formation is attacking oneself. The rules in the Human Emperor Network are very strict. Anyone who dares to attack a fellow human being must be punished and pay the price. For example, now, no matter what reasons Luo Feiyu looks for, punishment is definitely inevitable. But he can explain, just like what he shouted when he started, who allowed you to set up the formation here. As the rulers of galaxies, tens of billions of kilometers around the galaxies fall within their scope of management. They are indeed qualified to manage the formations they have arranged here. Luo Feiyu could even find various reasons why he took action, because his formation might threaten the galaxy. There can be many reasons for it, and the final result may be a light penalty. A penalty of 10 points of Divine City merit is considered too much. It was precisely because of this that Luffy dared to move his base. As long as he doesn't attack Lin Moyu himself, he can explain it with various understandings. Lin Moyu thought about all the possible outcomes in an instant, and his eyes stopped on Luo Feiyu. Give me an explanation. His voice was calm and there was no joy in it. Luo Feiyu chuckled lightly. You want to give me an explanation? Who allowed you to set up the formation here? Don't you know that the entire galaxy, with a radius of tens of billions of kilometers, belongs to my Luo family? I have every reason to suspect that your formation will pose a threat to the galaxy. Luo Feiyu was a little unscrupulous, squinting his eyes slightly, looking down at Lin Moyu from a high position. Lin Moyu didn't hear what he wanted to hear, and shook his head slightly. Is this your explanation? I don't accept it. If you don't accept it, what can you do if you don't accept it? Luo Feiyu knew why he took action, because he was in a bad mood and also a little jealous. Lin Moyu is only at the 5th level of God King, so why can he arrange such a complex and powerful formation? Why do you become the focus of everyone and steal the limelight? Especially that statement, which said that only by looking directly at the formation for more than 1 minute can one be qualified to become a god. He could look directly at the formation for more than a minute, but it was only just over a minute. His soul has entered the 4th level, and he is naturally qualified to become a god. But that's all. It also means that once his potential is reached, it will be difficult to take another step forward. But looking at Lin Moyu's free and easy expression, he felt indescribably uncomfortable. Why? So he took action. For such a trivial emotion, he took action. But Luo Feiyu is also measured, and he will not take the initiative to attack Lin Moyu himself. He attacked the formation, so it was different in the Human Emperor Network's identification, and he could have a reason to explain it. At the same time, he uses words to provoke. If Lin Moyu fights back, the nature of both parties will change. If a fight breaks out, even if you accidentally kill the other party during the fight, naturally, he will be severely punished, but he is from the Luo family, and there are 2 gods among the 20 elders in the family. He has a strong family background and can afford the punishment. Luo Feiyu chuckled. So what if you don't accept it? Do you dare to do it? If you really have the courage, then hit me. He was provoking, but he actually wanted Lin Moyu to take action. If you meet a smart person at this time, you may communicate directly with Renhuang Network and let Renhuang Network handle it. In that case, Luo Feiyu's plan will fail, and at the same time, he will receive some unnecessary punishment. But Lin Moyu is not such a person. Lin Moyu said softly, as you wish. After speaking, he pointed his finger, and the red light suddenly lit up. Fusion spell, Curse of Time. It's been a long time since I've used the time curse. This spell can't hurt Luo Feiyu, but it can make Luo Feiyu taste the pain from his soul. Luo Feiyu was shrouded in red light and suddenly let out an earth-shattering emotion. Lin Moyu pointed his finger again. Stellar level spell, Gaze of the Dead. A raging flame burned in the starry sky, and the flames enveloped the starry sky thousands of meters away. A gray eye opened from the flames. The eyes of the undead stared at Luo Feiyu, who was still screaming, and another soul attack fell silently. The soul was hit again, and the pain became worse. Luo Feiyu screamed even more fiercely, curled up, held his head in his hands, and trembled. Neither of the 2 soul attacks could cause any substantial damage to Luo Feiyu. But the severe pain was enough to give him nightmares for a while. The people watching on the side looked shocked. He really dared to do it. Luo Feiyu is the young master of the Luo family, how dare he do it? This is too courageous. Isn't he afraid of punishment from the Human Emperor Network? But it was Luo Feiyu who took action first. Are you stupid because of your cultivation? Luo Feiyu only attacked the formation and did not attack him. With Luo Feiyu's personality, he shouldn't take action. What is going on? I don't understand, I really don't understand. Many people present knew Luo Feiyu, and they also knew Luo Feiyu's personality. They felt that Luo Feiyu did not seem to be such a reckless person. But Luo Feiyu actually moved his hands, which was incomprehensible. Luo Feiyu was trembling with pain. "You're using your soul to attack me?" He endured the pain and raised his sword. But the hand holding the sword was still shaking. There were many people watching around, and they were all stunned on the spot. What kind of soul attack could make Luo Feiyu hurt like this? As the young master of the Luo family, it is impossible for Luo Feiyu not to have a soul magic weapon. There must be a soul vestment, and if Luo Feiyu can become a minor god, his soul will not be bad. But even so, it still hurts so much. If it had been another cultivator of the 7th or 8th level of the God King, his soul would probably have collapsed on the spot. Everyone realized that this God King who could arrange formations was not an easy person, and Lu Feiyu might be going to hit a brick wall this time. Lin Moyu looked at Luo Feiyu, who was standing upright. "I saw jealousy in your eyes. Was it because of jealousy that you attacked me? Do you think that as long as I take action, you can kill me in a fight? Even if you have to endure a lot of punishment in the end, it will allow you to vent your jealousy. I guess you should have been able to break through to the God Lord a long time ago. But because of some problems in your heart, you have been unable to break through. It seems that your jealousy is very strong, so strong that it can affect your cultivation. My mood is too bad and my future will not be far." Lin Moyu's words were like an invisible sharp sword, which stabbed Luo Feiyu to the core. Luo Feiyu couldn't believe how Lin Moyu guessed it. Is it because of the look in his eyes? Or is it because of some flaws? The key is that what Lin Moyu said is absolutely correct and almost correct. He has been able to break through to the God Lord for a long time, but for some reason, it has been difficult to break through. He didn't tell anyone the reason, not even his father knew, but Lin Moyu could tell it at a glance. In Luo Feiyu's feeling, Lin Moyu became extremely terrifying. It was like an all-knowing god and demon just staring at him quietly. Just like the thousands-meter-long eye in the starry sky, it seems that it is Lin Moyu's eye. He knew he had messed with the wrong person. Now he has two choices. One is to take action forcefully and proceed according to his original idea. If you can defeat Lin Moyu, it proves that you are strong enough. Maybe you can offset that reason, and maybe you can use this to break through the gods. The second is to stop, then he will be further away from the god. Your previous wounds will be enlarged, or even truly impossible to fill. Luo Feiyu hesitated, unable to make a decision, and his eyes were full of struggle. Lin Moyu saw more from his eyes. "You have a shortcoming in your mood, and you want to use me as a stepping stone to fill the gap. But you are afraid that you are not my opponent, which will further damage your mood." Luo Feiyu trembled suddenly, his face showed bitterness, and even this was seen. Lin Moyu continued, "Are you from the Luo family?" Luo Feiyu nodded slightly and remained silent. Lin Moyu chuckled, "With the structure of the Luo family, it is impossible to tempt me to do something just because of some jealousy. It's a pity that my stepping stone is not suitable for you." How could Luo Feiyu not understand until now? The young man of the 5th level of the God King in front of him is nothing but a stepping stone. He is simply an insurmountable and infinitely heavy high. If you use him as a stepping stone, you will eventually be crushed to death. Luo Feiyu sighed, looking a little lonely. His appearance was originally feminine, but it was even more so at this moment. His whole person exuded a dead air. My mood was even more damaged. The state of mind is a very mysterious thing, and it is difficult for outsiders to help except yourself. Everyone knows that one must have a firm mind. But being firm in one's mind is just a slogan, it is extremely difficult to achieve it. If Luo Feiyu couldn't figure it out on his own, he might be trapped in the little god lord forever, or even his realm would regress. What happened today was because Luo did something wrong. In the future, my junior brother will have the opportunity to come to my Luo house as a guest, and Luo will greet me in reverse, and he will be fined for drinking. Luo Feiyu left with a heavy body. But these words before leaving made Lin Moyu see a little light. He felt that Luo Feiyu could still be saved and there was still hope. If you don't break it, you can't stand it. Maybe after you get out of the predicament, you can usher in a great leap forward. Attention returned to the golden armor array. The spirituality in the formation became more and more intense. Lin Moyu felt something in his heart and increased the supply of soul power. At the same time, put the first golden armor talisman just made back into the formation. The spirituality in the formation seemed to have support and a place to go. The golden armor talisman deformed in the formation and turned into a ball of shimmering light. This glimmer of light seemed familiar to Lin Moyu. In the small world, there was also such a glimmer of light in the formation under the palace. This is the initial form of the formation spirit. It has no complete shape, just a ball of light. Only when the formation becomes stronger and stronger, and the spirituality becomes stronger and stronger, will it become possible to become something else. Even condensed into a real entity. But that would require a huge amount of time, measured in tens of millions of years. Lin Moyu has no extravagant expectations for this. It is already good to reach the current level. Owner, a faint consciousness came from the light group. There is intimacy in the consciousness, and it feels like a child meeting his father. It was conceived by Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu naturally became its owner. Its consciousness is very weak, its spirituality has just been born, and it is not yet able to communicate normally. He only had a weak consciousness over and over again, calling his master over and over again. But this is not important. Lin Moyu knows that it can control the golden armor formation, and that is enough. Wrap the entire formation with soul power. Receive. Silently chanting in his heart, his consciousness rolled, and the golden armor formation was immediately absorbed into his soul. The giant tree of talent stretched out a branch and gently placed it on the golden armor array. A stream of soul power was injected into the golden armor formation through the branches. The golden armor formation immediately started to move. Just 10 seconds later, a perfect golden armor talisman flew out of the formation. Lin Moyu's consciousness was transmitted to the formation spirit. Although the formation spirit was still unable to communicate normally, it had no problem executing orders. The formation spirit controlled the golden armor talisman and sent it to the magic star of the skeleton god warrior. There are fully 50 million skeleton god warriors in the magic star. Following Lin Moyu's will, one skeleton god warrior immediately accepted the golden armor talisman. Golden light spots appeared in the soul of the skeleton god warrior, and his whole body also exuded a faint golden light. With the protection of the golden armor talisman, the defense power of the skeleton god warrior reaches the level of the little god. Even if you face a powerful person of the first level of god, you will not be easily killed instantly. The stronger the skeletons are, the stronger Lin Moyu's ability to survive is. What's more, this golden armor talisman is only the preliminary plan, and there will be stronger golden armor talismans in the future. No matter how much he studies runes, Lin Moyu will never forget his roots. The undead army and the law of immortality are their foundation. No matter how powerful the runes are, they must serve them. The two are win-win and the team is strong. The golden armor formation continued to operate, and the golden armor talismans flew out one after another, and were all sent into the spell star by the formation spirit. One after another, the skeleton god warriors merged with the golden armor talisman, and their defense power increased sharply. The formation ran extremely smoothly without any leaks. A rune is generated every 10 seconds, exactly. But this alone is far from meeting Lin Moyu's needs. At the current speed, it will still take 66 years for the entire undead army to integrate the golden armor talisman. This time is too long. Lin Moyu sat cross-legged in the starry sky, motionless. The soul begins to move quickly. The soul's little hand drew runes one after another at an extremely fast speed. Lin Moyu began to build the second golden armor array. With the experience of the first golden armor formation, the second golden armor formation no longer needs fine-tuning, and it will be a perfect formation directly. Only half a day later, a brand new golden armor formation appeared. This golden armor formation was also a perfect formation, but no formation spirit was born. Two identical golden armor arrays stand side by side and operate together. Lin Moyu discovered something surprising. The formation spirit of the first golden armor formation actually stretched out its tentacles and connected with the second golden armor formation. After connecting to the second golden armor array, the array spirit's light group seemed to become a little brighter and more powerful. The formation spirit was filled with joy, and it seemed to like the second golden armor formation very much. The formation spirit controlled two golden armor formations at the same time, sending the runes, created one by one into the magic star. The two golden armor formations operate at the same time, and the efficiency is doubled immediately. But even so, it still takes 33 years. The soul did not stop and began to arrange the third golden armor array. This time the formation became more proficient and the speed was much faster. In just 6 hours, the third golden armor talisman was completed. The formation spirit stretched out its tentacles again and connected to the new golden armor formation. Controlling 3 golden armor arrays at the same time, the array spirit became stronger again. Set up the formation, continue to set up the formation. The soul is constantly arranging formations. Countless runes are flying in the soul world, forming a rune array. One formation after another appeared. The soul formation techniques are becoming more and more skillful, and the formation speed is also increasing. From the beginning it took half a day to set up a formation, and later it only took 2 hours to set up a formation. The formation spirit is also very busy. It has more and more formations to control. But this guy seemed very happy and very excited. As more and more formations are controlled, its power gradually becomes stronger, and its spirituality becomes more and more obvious. Finally, when the number of formations it controlled reached 10, the formation spirit suddenly swelled. Spirituality seemed to have broken through a bottleneck and surged several times. "Master, give me a name." "Master, name." The sound of milky milk echoed in the soul world. The formation spirit's consciousness has become a little stronger again, like a child that has grown a few years older. Lin Moyu laughed dumbly, "Then let's call him Xiao Jin." The formation spirit got the name and was very happy. "Thank you, Master. Xiao Jin will serve the Master with all his strength." Lin Moyu found the sound of milky milk very funny. The soul continues to set up the formation, and one formation in 2 hours is already the limit. This speed is already quite astonishing. Formations appeared one after another, forming an array like an army. With Xiao Jin controlling it, the formation operates in an orderly manner. Lin Moyu truly felt the benefits of the formation spirit. With Xiao Jin, he didn't have to worry about the formation. There are more and more golden armor arrays in the soul, eventually forming a square array of 10 horizontal and 10 vertical. Xiao Jin, who had turned into a huge ball, stopped in the center of the array, like a general commanding an army, controlling all formations. Every 10 seconds, 100 golden armor talismans will fly out of the formation and fly into the corresponding spell stars. Xiao Jin now has certain communication skills and can understand some simple instructions from Lin Moyu. With 100 golden armor formations, it only takes 7 months to fuse the entire undead army with golden armor talismans. At that time, the defense power of the undead army will be greatly increased. Lin Moyu looked at the array of golden armor formations and recalled what he had done during this period. He suddenly came up with a more bold idea. If I could draw a formation that could replicate the formation, then I don't need to set up the formation again and again. This whimsical thought was erased as soon as it passed by. There was self-mockery in his eyes. He really wanted to run away as soon as he learned to walk, just to please Gao Zhongyuan. About 500 million kilometers away from the Chu 13283 galaxy, there is an ancient battlefield. The number of this ancient battlefield is 13,283, and it belongs to the jurisdiction of the first galaxy, number 13283. This is how the ancient battlefield is named. It is named according to the number of the galaxy where it is located. There are hundreds of ancient battlefields in the star territory of the human divine city, all of which are like this. After entering the big world, Lin Moyu has become accustomed to this method of naming by numbers. It seems simple and crude, but it is actually very effective. Since the emergence of the Human Emperor Network, the human race has also adapted to this method. If in the past, various names told you the name of a galaxy, it might be difficult to think of where this galaxy is and what level it belongs to. A stream of light came from the distant sky and flew into the ancient battlefield. After having 100 golden armor formations, it only takes 7 months for every member of the undead army to fuse the golden armor talisman. After owning 100 golden armor formations, Lin Moyu chose to stop. If we continue to deploy the golden armor formation, the time can be further shortened. However, in terms of cost performance, it is no longer very cost-effective. Lin Moyu has stayed in this starry sky for more than 400 days, and spent more than a year in silence. More than 400 days, for other practitioners, is just a blink of an eye. But for Lin Moyu, who is less than 40 years old, it is not too short. After he arranged hundreds of golden armor formations, he also arranged large formations of faith. At this moment, the formation of faith has enveloped all the undead legions. Coupled with the real world, Lin Moyu can gain 100 points of power of faith every day. Now the power of his faith has exceeded 40,000 copies. Stepping into the second ancient battlefield, I once again felt the vast atmosphere from the ancient battlefield. The ancient atmosphere combines the warrior's strong belief, immortal will, death resentment, and indelible soul damage. Various complex emotions merged together, eventually forming a powerful and terrifying evil spirit. The ancient battlefield at your feet is not far from the previous 1-2-3-0-1 ancient battlefield. The atmosphere of the two ancient battlefields is somewhat similar, but different. The battles experienced by this ancient battlefield seemed to be more intense, and the ruins on the battlefield were even more seriously damaged. Walking in the ancient battlefield, Lin Moyu can feel the deep sadness. It seemed that countless soldiers had howled unbearably here, with grief and anger. Lin Moyu felt that the soldiers on the ancient battlefield were defeated. Inexplicably, he felt distressed. This feeling came suddenly and strangely. He paused and thought carefully. I think this situation should be related to Meng Anwen, calf. In the last ancient battlefield, he saw a tall tower built in imitation of the god Xia Tower. Although he was not completely sure that it was Xinxia Tower, a vague feeling told him that this was Xinxia Tower. Naturally, he got in touch with Meng Anwen. Subconsciously, Lin Moyu felt that the ancient battlefield had some unclear relationship with him. It's just that with his current ability, he can't explain this relationship. It's too complicated and hides too many secrets. Lin Moyu fell into deep thought again and remained motionless. There are evil spirits wandering on the ancient battlefield. They feel the breath of living creatures and rush towards Lin Moyu. Evil spirits are full of resentment, obsession, and all kinds of messy emotions. When it pounced on Lin Moyu was still immersed in his own thoughts and did not react. The body blooms with bright golden light, and the golden body of the God King naturally activates. The body instinctively blocked the invasion of the evil spirit. The golden body of the God King shone in the ancient battlefield, and the energy and blood flowed like thunder. The evil spirit seemed to have encountered something terrible and ran away screaming. The blood energy is like thunder, echoing in the ancient battlefield. Every heartbeat was like a thunder, as if the entire ancient battlefield was shaking. The evil spirit retreated, and all resentment, obsession, and unwillingness were shaken away at this moment. Lin Moyu came back to his senses and felt the majestic power coming from all over his body. The feeling of a strong body is completely different from the feeling of a strong soul. The feeling of power all over his body fascinated him even more. Walking on the ancient battlefield seems slow, but is actually fast. Lin Moyu's figure is like teleporting, and he can travel tens of thousands of meters with each step. Seeing again the tower that had crumbled to him. The tower is still like the god's summer tower, and the two are very similar. Lin Moyu stopped in front of the ruins of the tower. The damage to the tower was even more serious. Except for some parts of the bottom of the tower, it had been completely opened. You can imagine how intense the fighting was at that time. If the ancient battlefield itself was not strong enough, I am afraid it would have been beaten into powder long ago. With the previous experience, Lin Moyu found a fist seal, a huge fist seal. The fist seal is surrounded by dense cracks, like spider webs. The cracks penetrate deep into the ancient battlefield. Lin Moyu was even sure that it was this punch that destroyed the entire ancient battlefield. With the intensity of the ancient battlefield, this is not something that the God Lord can do. As for whether the other shore realm can do it, it is hard to say. I really don't know how strong their enemies are. Lin Moyu looked at the fist mark for a while, then followed the crack into the center of the ancient battlefield and found the huge passage used for the formation. A large number of skeleton gods will be released. Like last time, they will search around the ancient battlefield, looking for the formation's context. Lin Moyu was in the passage, looking at the remaining runes. The runes are basically the same as the previous ancient battlefield, but the damage points are different. After mutual confirmation and supplementation, Lin Moyu became more familiar with the formations of the ancient battlefield. 3 days later, Lin Moyu visited the entire ancient battlefield. All the runes inside have been written down. Although the effect is not great, it is more or less a supplement. It is a pity that the main rune in this ancient battlefield has completely collapsed, and the independent space cannot be maintained, let alone the soul fire rune. This is also normal. The entire ancient battlefield almost collapsed, not to mention the main text. Not all ancient battlefields are so lucky. After searching carefully several times, Lin Moyu flew out of the ground. In this ancient battlefield, there is not much gained. But it is better than nothing. Lin Moyu believes that as long as he visits enough ancient battlefields, he can always collect enough information and finally restore the formation. Flying into the starry sky, Lin Moyu turned his head and looked at the ancient battlefield again. Suddenly his gaze narrowed slightly, and he narrowed his eyes. A casual glance made him see something different. Lin Moyu returned to the ancient battlefield and returned to the ruined tower. The materials of the ruins have been polished for countless years and have been integrated into one body. With his current ability, he cannot move them at all. His eyes searched the crevices of the ruins. Just now, he was in the cracks of the ruins and saw something that seemed to be shining. But when he actually stood in front of the ruins, this thing was invisible again. Lin Moyu returned to high altitude, returned to the original position, and continued to check. Through the cracks in the ruins, he saw something shining. It's just that the light is very weak, buried deep at the bottom of the ruins, and can only be seen from a certain angle. For such things, Lin Moyu has experience. The undead lich flew out in response and got into the ruins. The soft body of the undead lich slipped in and out of the gaps. Finally, he came to the bottom of the ruins and found something. The undead lich flew back holding a piece of sparkling jade. The jade piece is only half the size of a palm. It is a thin piece and looks very small. On the jade piece, there is a rune engraved on it. The purpose of this rune is to record what happened. Obviously, this piece of jade is used to record things, and its essence should be similar to that of a photographic stone. The difference is that the image stone requires special materials, and this piece of jade has nothing special except that it is extremely hard. The real core is the rune on the jade piece. Without this rune, the pressed piece is just a solid piece of material. From a level perspective, it can almost be regarded as a material for the divine realm. It's a pity that only most of the jade pieces are there, and part of them has been damaged. Lin Moyu carefully observed half a piece of jade. After countless years, the jade piece was full of cracks, and the runes on it were like this. This is a high-level rune. And it's the top among advanced runes. Lin Moyu identified the runes on the jade piece and made this judgment. This rune seems simple, but is actually quite complex. Even more complicated than the golden armor talisman. The fact that it was still usable after most of it was broken into pieces is enough to illustrate all this. Use a top-notch advanced rune just to record some pictures and sounds? Lin Moyu thinks it's not that simple. Unless these recorded things are important. As soon as the soul moved, a burst of soul power flew out and activated the jade piece. The light on the jade piece became brighter, and then there were intermittent sounds. The divine path, the sea of suffering, the body becomes a boat, and the soul becomes a boat, nothing at all. The recorded sound was intermittent, and even Lin Moyu found it difficult to analyze useful information from it. What is the divine path? Is it the human divine path? What does the sea of suffering represent? What does it mean to become a boat? Why did everything come to nothing in the end? There seemed to be a deep despair in the voice, and at the same time there was a warning. Lin Moyu held the jade piece, and he asked the undead lich to get into the gap again to look for other pressed pieces. This jade tablet was seriously damaged, and the information inside it had been greatly damaged and almost useless. The undead lich searched carefully and found nothing, so Lin Moyu had to give up. After brushing up the jade pieces, Lin Moyu left the ancient battlefield and then flew towards the secret realm. In the area where Chu 13283 is located, in addition to an ancient battlefield, there is also a secret realm. The secret realm has the same number as the galaxy, but the secret realm has a name. It is called the Black Rain Secret Realm. It is said that there is a world of water inside, including oceans, lakes, rivers, and gurgling streams. In addition to the water on the ground, the most water comes from the sky. The strange thing is that the water on the ground is obviously very clear, but the falling rain is black. The rainwater, as black as ink, fell into the earth and entered the oceans and lakes, but suddenly became clear again. This transition between black and clear is very magical. Some people have said that this kind of conversion contains some kind of law, but no one has ever understood any law from it. These people do not know the existence of the other side realm, nor do they understand the power area of the other side realm. In Lin Moyu's eyes, this ability to suddenly change the properties of black water should be the power of the rules of the other shore realm. In fact, this kind of power of rules can not only be achieved by the other side realm, but also by the ancient runes in the secret realm. So Lin Moyu was not surprised at all. The benefits of being well informed are obvious. You can see into the essence of many things without making a fuss. There is not much information about the Black Rain Secret Realm in the Human Emperor Network, but Lin Moyu's Secret Realm strategy team has seen information about the Black Rain Secret Realm. There are at least 3 stages in the Black Rain Secret Realm. The first 2 stages have been cleared and detailed strategies have been developed. The 3rd stage has not yet been conquered. As for whether there will be a 4th stage, it is hard to say. Lin Moyu recalled the strategy information about Black Rain Secret Realm in his mind, and he already knew it well. At the same time, he read the information on several nearby secret realms, and it might be helpful to confirm each other when the time comes. Although this kind of help is minimal, it is so small that it can be ignored. On the way, Lin Moyu contacted the Human Emperor Network and asked him to take over the mission of the Black Rain Secret Realm. Although the basic mission reward is a unified 10 points of Divine City merit, it is good to have more Divine City merit. No matter how small the mosquito is, it is still meat. Sacred City Mission: explore the Black Rain Secret Realm. Enter the Jinhui Secret Realm and collect black water. Restrictions: those above the 3rd level of the God King and those below the Little God Lord can enter. Complete conditions: collect 10 pieces of black water. Task reward: 10 points of Divine City merit will be rewarded, and there will be no penalty for failure. Note: when searching for black water, please be careful, otherwise it is very likely to cause soul damage. Black water will only form at the bottom of oceans, lakes and rivers, and will only form after heavy rain. It does not last long and needs to be collected quickly. It is not safe inside, please be careful. Point 1. You can use the merits of the Divine City to purchase the escape talisman. If there is danger, you can use it to escape from the secret realm. After accepting the task, Lin Moyu saw the basic task information. This mission information was of no use to him. The information provided by the Secret Realm strategy team was much more detailed. To be precise, the search for Black Rain Man satisfies several conditions. One is to wait until it rains in the Black Rain secret realm. The rain cannot be too light, as it will be useless if it is too light. It needs at least heavy rain or even heavy rain. The rain in the Black Rain secret realm is regular. There will be a light rain every 5 days, each lasting for 1 day. After 2 light rains, the third one must be a heavy rain. After heavy rain, black water may appear at the bottom of lakes, oceans, or rivers. But the black water contains strange power and has the effect of bewitching people's hearts. While collecting, various illusions will appear before your eyes. It is said that some people feel that they have entered another world, while others feel that they have turned into cats and dogs. If you get through it, nothing will happen. If you can't bear it, the black water will disappear and your soul will be damaged. It seems to be a non-life-threatening task, but in fact it is more troublesome than life-threatening. Once the soul is damaged, it is difficult to recover. But this is not a problem for Lin Moyu. The second point to note is heavy rain. In the Black Rain secret realm, it sometimes rains heavily. Heavy rain is different from heavy rain. Heavy rain will directly attack the soul. If it is soaked for a long time, even a small god will have his soul damaged. And the heavy rain is unstoppable. No matter where you are, you will be caught. Even if you are at the bottom of the ocean. The third point is the rune beast. Lin Moyu only now knows that the giant beasts in the secret realm have a unified name, called Fu Beast. The name of the rune beast was chosen by the Secret Realm Guide team and is not an official name. At least that's what people in the Secret Realm strategy group call it. When collecting black water, you will sometimes encounter rune beasts. If you happen to fall into an illusion and are attacked by a runic beast, you can only wish for good luck. This is just the first phase. The real danger is at the second stage. Outside the Black Rain secret realm, there are also many cultivators gathered. It's like the dungeon entrance in the small world, there are always a lot of people. They are exchanging their experiences. At the same time, they were also discussing who entered the secret realm and then failed the mission and why. Although Renhuang Network does not allow the spread of strategy information on a large scale, there is still no problem in talking about it on a small scale. If you dare to sell the guide publicly, Renhuang Network will directly punish you. This kind of thing has happened many times in history, and no one can avoid people taking advantage of the internet. The final result must be that the gain outweighs the loss. Not only does it fail to gain the merits of the Divine City, it may also result in a loss. As time goes by, no one will do such a thing again. The task seems simple. It is nothing more than waiting for a heavy rain and then quickly collecting the black water. However, in practice, various accidents will always occur. Many people have tried 933 several times but failed. Fortunately, there is no penalty for failing the mission and they can try again and again. There are also people whose souls were damaged and sadly left to recuperate. Lin Moyu's arrival did not attract any attention. Lin Moyu came to the exit of the secret realm, communicated with the whirlpool, and successfully entered the secret realm. As soon as we entered the secret realm, it happened to be raining, and it was a light rain. Black raindrops fell one after another, rendering the whole world very dark. Lin Moyu stood in the rain, and the rain could not get him wet. Half a meter away from Lin Moyu, a hell of bones enveloped his whole body, blocking the black rain. Lin Moyu observed carefully and discovered that the black rain was not actually rain, but rune fragments. Like the previous experience in the secret realm, the essence of black rain and golden rain is the same. It's just that the black shadow is not as aggressive as Jinyu. Even if an ordinary cultivator is caught in the black rain, nothing will happen to him. As long as it is not a heavy rain, black rain can be said to be not dangerous. I don't know if it's the first one or the second one. It will take a few days for heavy rain. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and a large number of skeleton god generals flew out to explore the secret realm. This exploration is different from the past. This exploration has a strong purpose. With the guide, you no longer need to explore aimlessly, and your efficiency is greatly improved. At least in the first and second stages, that's the case. The skeleton gods will fly out in all directions, with a faint golden light emerging from their white bodies. The skeleton god general, which is a fusion of 3 basic skeletons, also inherits the golden armor talisman. Today's skeleton god general has the peak attack power of a minor god, and at the same time has a defensive power comparable to that of a god. If you encounter a small god like Dongfangzhe, you only need a skeleton god general to beat him to death. The skeleton gods and generals moved forward in the drizzle. They were like sharp arrows, breaking through the raindrops. The black rain could not fall on them, and the golden armor talisman flashed with light golden light, blocking all the black rain. The seemingly harmless black rain can activate the golden armor talisman, which shows that it is not simple. Half a day later, Lin Moyu found the target. Black Rain's secret realm is a world of water. There are rivers flowing on the earth and lakes everywhere. In addition, there is a seemingly endless ocean. In the middle of the ocean, there is an island. This island is the destination of this trip and the condition for starting the second stage. The island is in the middle of the ocean, and few people usually come here. Most people waited for the heavy rain to fall, then collected the black water to complete the task and left. Only those who want to go further will look for special areas in the secret realm. A stream of light came through the sky, and Lin Moyu appeared above the island. He stared at the island below and said to himself, "It's good to have a guide." If he didn't have a strategy, he would probably have to go through a lot of trouble and brainstorming to find the right method. Not like now, straightforward. Now we're just waiting for a rainstorm. The destination has been reached, and now the second condition must be met, a heavy rain. The island changes only during heavy rains. Heavy rains have to be left to chance. They may happen in the next second, or they may have to wait for several days, or even dozens of days. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry and waited quietly. During this period, Lin Moyu began to study runes again. Not all the runes and rules have been mastered yet, and further study is needed. The way of runes is very complex and profound. Sometimes it is not enough to learn at once. You may learn the same rune dozens or hundreds of times to discover a new world. The same rune, drawn by the same 5th-level rune master, has completely different power than that drawn by others. Only by mastering not only the surface of the runes, but also a deep understanding of their principles, can the power of the runes be truly unleashed, and even turn decay into magic. Half a day later, the black rain suddenly stopped. For a time, the entire secret realm seemed to become a little brighter. 3 days later, the skeleton gods will return one after another. They touched the edge of the secret realm. The secret realm is not infinite, but also has edges. The map of the entire secret realm has been formed in Lin Moyu's mind, and it is extremely clear. The ocean is the center of the entire secret realm, and the island is the center of the ocean. Therefore, it is not surprising that the island will become the entrance to the second stage. On the 5th day, black rain came again. Lin Moyu raised his head and glanced at the sky. It's still raining lightly. It was still raining lightly on the 5th day, which meant that when he first entered the secret realm, it was raining for the first time. According to this calculation, after waiting for another 5 days, there will be heavy rain. When the time comes, he can collect water to complete any fall. As for the heavy rain, we can only continue to wait and wait for fate to come. Lin Moyu continued to learn runes without wasting time. Just as the rules stipulated, 5 days later, another black rain fell. The black rain turned from light rain to heavy rain in just a few seconds. Dense raindrops hit the ocean, and the sea is full of ripples, which is extremely beautiful. The color of the seawater changes during heavy rain and becomes clearer, and you can even see the bottom. It seems like all the colors are attracted by some force. Then Lin Moyu saw the black water in the mission. Groups of fist-sized black water formed under the sea surface. In the clear water, the black water was extremely conspicuous. Each lump of black water is a portion. Lin Moyu's heart moved. The skeleton god will enter the sea, and reaches out to fish out the black water. The skeleton god passed the slender white bones through the black water, but couldn't pick up anything. It was as if the black water did not exist. Lin Moyu naturally knew what was going on, he just wanted to do a small experiment. He did not enter the sea, but stretched out his soul power and turned into a giant hand to grab the black water. This time Heishui was easily caught. Black water is between reality and reality. It is impossible to catch them by ordinary methods. You need to use soul power to catch them. Lin Moyu controls the soul power and wants to take back the black water. Suddenly, a large number of rune fragments appeared in the black water, and Lin Moyu's soul was shaken. An illusory picture appeared in front of me, and the picture quickly changed from illusion to reality. Lin Moyu found himself back in the small world and was undergoing job transfer at school. I miss you so much. With a look of nostalgia in his eyes, Lin Moyu did not break the illusion, but took the initiative to participate. Looking at the familiar scenes, it was the scene in my memory. That campus, that city, and those houses are all the places where I grew up. There are many good memories in it. Some memories are buried in the cruel world because they are too beautiful. I don't want to think about it for fear of being tainted by cruelty. But now, this memory has been dug out and turned into a real picture. Reality that has never existed before, just like real existence. Lin Moyu couldn't bear to destroy such beauty. He watched every scene happen like a third party. The original fantasy should have allowed Lin Moyu to fall into it and return to his student days. However, Lin Moyu's soul level is too high, and the black water cannot affect him. Instead, Lin Moyu rereads his treasured memories from a bird's-eye view and as a third party. Time always flies in the fantasy world, and life plays out like a movie in fast forward. When his student days were over, Lin Moyu sighed, closed his memory again, and buried it again. This is the beauty that belongs to him, but he won't let it go. The calm sea surface, I don't know when the waves will rise. A rune beast rushed out from under the sea and rushed towards it. There is a sharp arrow in front of its head. The body of Huge 23 is also covered with barbs. Rather than saying it is a fish, it is better to say it is a hedgehog in the water. Lin Moyu remained motionless until the skeleton god appeared beside him. The rune beast's head, as sharp as an arrow, hit the skeleton god general. The light golden light lit up, and the illusory armor appeared outside the body of the skeleton god. The glittering golden runes on the armor circulated, and Zhang was knocked away. The armor didn't move at all, and the rune beast couldn't break it at all. The skeleton god swung out his sword, and the sharp white sword energy swallowed the rune beast. The rune beast was killed and turned into black raindrops, falling and disappearing without a trace. The water exploded one after another, and the rune beasts rushed out from the water, turning into sharp arrows and rushing towards Lin Moyu. The skeleton god will block in front of Lin Moyu, the golden light flashes, and the golden armor talisman is fully revealed. A piece of golden armor between illusion and reality loomed, and the rune beasts bumped into it, and were knocked away without exception. The golden armor didn't move at all, as if it didn't feel anything. The skeleton god will use his sword energy to kill the rune beasts continuously. These runic beasts have reached the 6th or even 7th level of the God King in terms of speed and attack strength. Judging from the minimum admission standards for the secret realm, if they are a 3rd or 4th level cultivator of the God King, a rune beast is enough to kill them. The rune beasts in the sea are stronger than the rune beasts in rivers and lakes, and generally no one would choose to collect black water in the sea. There are so many rivers and lakes in the secret realm. Although the amount of black water is not as much as that of the ocean, it is worse than safety. As long as you find a few more, you can collect enough black water to complete the mission. If it doesn't work, if we wait a few more days, the heavy rain will not only happen once. If you can't complete the task once, just do it twice. There will be no punishment anyway. In Lin Moyu's opinion, the Black Rain secret realm is much safer than the previous two secret realms. As long as there is no heavy rain, there is almost no danger. A portion of black water was pulled out of the water by Lin Moyu and fell into his hand. As soon as the black water leaves the surface, it immediately begins to solidify and turns into a round ball. The outer layer becomes solid and as smooth as glass. It looks like a black crystal with dark ink flowing in the center, which is a bit dreamy. This is the black water required in the mission. A fist-sized piece of black water is 1 portion, and the mission requirement is 10 portions. To the naked eye, black water is just a round black crystal. Apart from being beautiful and dreamy, there is nothing special about it. But when Lin Moyu opened his soul eyes, the black crystal suddenly changed. A large number of runes appear on its surface, and the runes flow like water. Every rune is incomplete and broken, like broken foam. The Human Emperor Network released a mission to collect black water, and it should also be to study these runes. If you want to recombine these runes, I'm afraid it will be difficult to complete. Perhaps Renhuang Network has a better method, but it is still very difficult and almost impossible to complete. Lin Moyu knows very well what Renhuang Network wants, or in other words, what the big guys in the other side want. In his opinion, it is of little use no matter how much black water is obtained. Through these broken runes, it is difficult to restore the original appearance of the runes. Only when the cultivator completely clears the secret realm and reveals the last corner of the runes can the overall acquisition be of great use. Having played through the game twice, Lin Moyu already knows very well what the nature of the secret realm is. The entire secret realm is composed of a dime of runes. Even if these rune fragments are successfully restored, the final result will be a dime of runes. A dime of runes is just an insignificant part of the ancient runes. Maybe not even 1%. What a complicated situation. Lin Moyu couldn't help but sigh. There were too many secrets in this world, and there were too many things that he couldn't see clearly. Among all living beings, only a few can see clearly. Most of them are in their own world, and what they see is only what they see. Even the God Lord seems to have conquered the world, but this is actually the case. The large number of situations he has seen now have surpassed most gods. The more things you can see, and the more you know, the more you feel inferior. A dime of runes is only 1% of the ancient runes, enough to pose a fatal threat to the God King. What if it were more complete, reaching 1/10 of the runes? Is it enough to kill the god? What if it were stronger? What if it became half an ancient talisman? I'm afraid it's enough to threaten the other side. Lin Moyu thought about many possibilities in an instant, and felt the horror of the tongue talisman more and more. The secret realms in the medium and high-level areas may be composed of more complete ancient symbols. Compared with the secret realms in low-level areas, those secret realms are the ones that are truly worth conquering. Ding 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 ding, the sound of hammering continued. The talisman beasts are still hitting the golden armor talisman. No matter how fiercely they collide, the golden armor talisman remains motionless. The skeleton god general's soul fire continued to burn, and after being integrated into the golden armor talisman, Wei fire became the source of the golden armor talisman's strength. An impact of this magnitude cannot break the golden armor talisman at all. Even if it hits another 100 years, it will not help. The skeleton god general wielded his sword energy and killed each rune beast. Lin Moyu glanced at the heavy rain that continued to fall, and his soul power was divided into 9, turning into 9 big hands, grabbing at 9 masses of black water at the same time. The biggest advantage of searching for black water in the ocean is that there is enough black water, so you don't have to look for it everywhere. The soul's big hand held 9 masses of black water at the same time. In an instant, the black water shook violently, the runes inside flickered, and strong energy rushed into the soul, trying to drag the soul into the illusion. But this time, Lin Moyu didn't want to enter the illusion again, so he snorted lightly, and this power was immediately isolated from the soul world. With his soul in the other side realm, the power of Wen Suima's illusion could no longer have any impact. It just depends on whether he is willing or not. Wow! The huge waves in the sea became more turbulent, and more True jumped out of the water. It was as if Lin Moyu's behavior had completely angered them. Lin Moyu doesn't know if he has set a precedent by grabbing 9 lumps of black water at once. It is estimated that not many people can do it. The runic power of the 9 black waters will be superimposed on each other, and it will need to withstand 9 times the illusion at the same time. Coupled with the attack of the rune beast, it will be very dangerous if there is no time to react in the illusion. But Lin Moyu didn't care at all. He declared his power to the Black Rain secret realm in an extremely arrogant manner. The rune beasts rioted, huge waves set off in the ocean, and tens of thousands of rune beasts rushed out of the sea. Lin Moyu didn't bother to summon more skeleton generals. Only a skeleton god general stood beside him, protecting the 2 of them with a golden box. No matter how fierce the talisman beast's attack is, Lin Moyu can't do anything about it. 9 masses of black water were forcefully captured by him. After leaving the water, they quickly turned into 9 black crystals. 10 copies of black water are obtained, and the mission is completed. The next moment, Lin Moyu had already taken out rules and continued to study the runes in it. Symbols is a book that is profound and profound. The more Lin Moyu reads it, the more magical it becomes. There are only 180 level runes recorded in it. But each advanced rune is the general outline of a certain type of runes, from which many advanced runes can be broken down. Even the most exaggerated thing is that one rune in rune was disassembled by Lin Moyu into 36 runes. And each of the 36 runes taken out is a high-level rune. Lin Moyu also found that after he mastered some more runes, he looked back at the ones he had learned before and found that he could unlock new runes. Various discoveries made Lin Moyu realize that rules is not simple. Maybe there are many secrets in it that I haven't discovered yet. Thinking about it, something that can be valued by the big guys in the other side realm will naturally not be simple. The heavy rain gradually weakened after continuing for a day. But it didn't stop completely and started to turn into light rain. It rained continuously for several days. The rune beasts are still attacking Lin Moyu, and now Lin Moyu has become a thorn in their side. The skeleton god will tirelessly continue to kill the rune beasts, and no one knows how many rune beasts have died under his sword in the past few days. After the light rain continued for 3 days, it suddenly stopped. Another light rain came, this time it only lasted for 1 day. Then there was no rain for 5 consecutive days, and then the second light rain started on the 6th day. It still lasted for 1 day, and then there was no rain for another 5 days, then the rain fell heavily. Along with the heavy rain, masses of black water appeared again in the clear ocean. Not only in the ocean, but also in all water systems in the entire secret realm, black water will appear when heavy rain falls. The heavy rain continued for a day and then stopped again. 2 small days and 8 days form a cycle. This cycle continued for 3 rounds, but no heavy rain occurred. Without heavy rain, we cannot enter the second stage. No one knows when the heavy rain will come. No one else wants to encounter a heavy rain, but Lin Moyu cannot wait for it. I don't know since when, the number of rune beasts attacking Lin Moyu also began to decrease. The ocean gradually became calmer, and it seemed that the secret realm had become accustomed to Lin Moyu's presence. Lin Moyu has been in the secret realm for 5 reincarnations, and more than 100 days have passed. For more than 100 days, Lin Moyu basically studied rules except for the time when he completed the task. 108 days later, he slowly opened his eyes, with a trace of excitement flashing in his eyes. I understand. I finally understand. By studying and comprehending over and over again, Lin Moyu has found the rules and understood the true meaning of rule. He once thought that what was recorded in rules was only a part of the advanced runes, not all of them. Later, it was indeed found in the Talisman Masters Association pagoda that there were no high-level runes and rules. But now, he realized that he had really underestimated rule and misunderstood rule. How could something that could be collected by a big boss in the other side realm be a simple item? All high-level runes are recorded in rules. The high-level runes I saw in the Talisman Masters Association at that time were all included in rules. It's just that I haven't been able to grasp it. Rules records general runes, originally totaling 180. Each general rune can be broken down into 36 advanced runes. A total of 6,660 runes. These runes are more comprehensive than the runes in the Talisman Society's pagoda. According to Lin Moyu's understanding, they should include all the advanced runes in the big world. These advanced runes can be fused with each other or with basic runes. The combinations are endless and impossible to count. As for what runes can be fused in the end, it depends on each person's ability to comprehend and control the runes. For example, my golden armor talisman is composed of 1 high-level rune and 10 basic runes. The level of the golden armor talisman is already high. If you want to continue to strengthen the golden armor talisman, you need to incorporate more useful high-level runes. But no matter how they are integrated, the ultimate goal is to display multiple abilities with 1 rune. Even using only 1 rune can replace complicated formations. Once a talisman comes out, the formation is complete. You can also make the runes stronger, blend into the soul, and blend into the rules. Turn into more powerful ancient runes, turning decay into magic. Possess incredible power. Unknowingly, Lin Moyu's understanding of runes has reached another level. He was no longer limited to the runes themselves, and began to jump out and observe from a bird's-eye view. The authorities were confused, but the onlookers were clear. He gradually understood the nature of the runes. In fact, Lin Moyu didn't know that when Dao Yun came, he had already absorbed the highest level of rune. The benefits brought by Tao Yun are subtle and revealed bit by bit. On the 93rd day after entering the secret realm, there was no rain or any disturbance in the secret realm. The rune beast did not jump out of the sea again and no longer attacked Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu looked at the sky, the eyes of his soul had quietly opened. Densely dense runes appeared in the sky, all of them fragments of ancient runes. Lin Moyu's eyes gradually became distracted and lost focus. He did not forcefully memorize these runes. The ancient runes contained the power of rules, which he could not forcefully memorize now. He doesn't need to memorize these runes, he only needs to find the rules of the combination of these runes. Whether it is light rain, or even heavy rain, it is actually controlled by Zaiwen. Since the heavy rain refused to fall, then I took the initiative to let the heavy rain fall. The fingers seemed to move across it unconsciously, and a simple rune appeared naturally. This is a magic rune, a basic rune, named Gonlin. Using this rune, you can bring down rain to an area. Lin Moyu fixed his gaze on an area in the sky, shouted softly, and the rain talisman flew out like lightning. The runes exploded, and the runes in the sky were immediately activated. A light rain fell quickly. On the 93rd day, it started to rain again in the secret realm. This shouldn't be the time for rain, there are still 2 days before the light rain, but under Lin Moyu's runes, the light rain falls in response. Lin Moyu raised the corners of his mouth slightly and smiled. He drew the second rune with a flick of his finger. The second rune is the higher rune. The function of the runes is to rain, but it is not ordinary rain, but the rain of laws. If this rune explodes in ordinary stars, it can trigger magic and cause heavy rain. The heavy rain will last for more than 10 days, enough to submerge the entire planet. If the planet is big enough, it can also form a vast ocean. The runes flew into the sky and exploded at the location predetermined by Lin Moyu. The rain suddenly became heavier, changing from a light drizzle to rain. But it's still a little short of heavy rain. After all, this is a secret realm, not an ordinary star. The power of runes is everywhere in the secret realm, and it is also the tongue rune. The effect of the high-level runes was offset and weakened, only making the rain a little stronger. If one doesn't work, then get a few more. The eyes of the soul continued to search the air and kept drawing runes in their hands. Advanced runes were drawn one by one, and the runes flowed like water, exuding the power of water laws. Then the runes flew into the sky one after another and exploded continuously. The rain gradually became heavier, from light rain to moderate rain, and then from moderate rain to heavy rain. But then, no matter how many runes there are, they can't make the rain get worse. Heavy rain is of no use to Lin Moyu. What he wants is heavy rain and the start of the second stage. Looking at the clear sea water, there are masses of black water in the sea. There is essentially no difference between the heavy rain caused by my hand and the natural heavy rain in the secret realm. My idea is correct, so what went wrong? Should I use stronger runes? You can give it a try. The first thing Lin Moyu thought of was the general outline of water runes and rules, Source Water Talisman. In his understanding, the Source Water Talisman is the culmination of all water-type runes. As for what kind of role you want it to play, it depends on what method you use to introduce thickness. Lin Moyu started to draw it after thinking for a few seconds. This rune itself has been mastered, so it is not difficult to draw. Just a few seconds later, a person looked somewhat three-dimensional, and extremely complex runes appeared in his hand. Lin Moyu then drew another rune, the Thunder Talisman. The Thunder Talisman is also a high-level rune. Lin Moyu used soul power as a guide to connect the two runes to each other. He planned to use the Thunder Talisman as a guide to stimulate the calendar area of Yuan Shui. The Source Water Talisman contains the power of various water laws, and also contains a variety of spells. Lin Moyu couldn't estimate what would happen when it was actually detonated. Two runes flew into the sky side by side. Boom! The Thunder Talisman exploded, thunder rang in the air, and a bolt of lightning flashed across, illuminating the secret realm. The Source Water Talisman was detonated, and Japanese wonders appeared in the sky. The water dragon roared in the air, and a suction force was generated on its own. The seawater rose into a tornado, and a large amount of seawater was sucked into the air. Countless water dragons appeared in the sky and kept roaring. Lin Moyu could feel that the air was filled with a large number of water laws. The law of heavy water, the law of weak water, and the law of cold water. All the water laws he has seen, as well as those he has never seen before, can be found on it. It is indeed a masterpiece of water-type runes. Lin Moyu sighed in his heart, so many laws intersect in the air, attracting and entangled with each other. This kind of spectacle is rare to see. The water vapor in the air and the water vapor in the sea are sucked away and absorbed by various water laws. They merge and merge in the law and become various wonders. Then the rain became heavier again and seemed to be turning into a heavy rain. Lin Moyu waited quietly, but unfortunately he waited until the power of the runes was exhausted and failed to wait for the heavy rain. Lin Moyu frowned and thought, isn't it still enough? The rain has gotten heavier just now, so my idea must be right. I can only say that it is not powerful enough, but this is already the strongest water rune I can draw. What should we do? Do we need to use a formation? Lin Moyu fell into thinking, and his soul showed the same expression. The soul inadvertently saw the refining formation not far away. The refining array is continuously refining the power of faith. Lin Moyu had a flash of inspiration, the power of faith. What will happen if the power of faith is injected into the runes? Now he gains 100 copies of the power of faith every day. After accumulating during this period, the power of faith has exceeded 40,000 copies. The power of faith can enhance spells, why can't it enhance runes? Moreover, the power of faith can be integrated into runes. Isn't that how the faith formation came about? My mind was suddenly opened up, and I did it as soon as I thought of it. Lin Moyu started drawing runes again. The Source Water Talisman was drawn again, followed by the Thunder Talisman. The combination of the Thunder Talisman and the Source Water Talisman has proven to be effective, so no changes are needed. Then Lin Moyu derived the power of faith and injected it into Shui Lu Ken. With the power of faith, the source water talisman gradually becomes illusory and hazy, and its aura is rising rapidly. Lin Moyu does not hesitate in the power of faith, he simply opens the floodgates and releases water, giving as much as he wants. The source water talisman becomes more and more illusory until it becomes completely transparent, already somewhere between reality and illusion. Lin Moyu then stopped continuing. At this moment, the source water talisman has reached its limit. If it has more faith, it may explode on the spot. The transparent and illusory source water talisman dragged the thunder talisman and flew out of the sky. The thunder talisman exploded like before, serving as a fuse to trigger the water formation. Boom! Amidst the thunder, Lin Moyu felt that the entire secret realm was shaking violently. For a time, the earth trembled and the mountains shook, and the sea rose against the current. For a time, the sky and the earth were turned upside down, making it impossible to tell which was the sky and which was the earth. The law roared in the sky, and the water dragon appeared again. At the same time, along with the water dragon, there were also bright galaxies. Law galaxies appear in the sky. Law galaxies are the ultimate expression of the power of law and are the great power of the gods. The only thing that can transcend the galaxy of laws is the power of rules on the other side. The ancient talismans in the secret realm do have the power of rules, but their number is too small to withstand the power of the law galaxy. Countless amounts of sea water were pumped up into the sky and turned into dragons of law. The dragon of law roared and continuously hit the sky. The galaxy of laws poured down and became their boost. Boom! The world shook violently again, the sky was broken, and countless black water fell from the gap. The rain expanded instantly, turning from heavy rain to heavy rain without any prelude. The sky is leaking. Lin Moyu looked at the sky and muttered softly. Countless holes appeared in the sky, black rain poured down, and the secret realm was like ink. The entire secret realm was dyed ink black, and the rain invaded the soul. In this case, ordinary practitioners could only retreat. If you don't retreat, you will definitely die. The next second, he looked down at the island below him. The heavy rain has arrived, it's your turn. The island has begun to shake, and it is gradually getting stronger, as if something terrible is reviving. Lin Moyu stood in the rainstorm, and the dark rain was blocked by the golden armor talisman. But what can be blocked is only form, not God. The rainstorm water is different from before. It not only falls on the body, but also falls on the soul. Outside Lin Moyu's soul world, there is also a heavy rain happening. The rain carries a powerful force that wants to lead the soul into the fantasy world. It's a pity that Lin Moyu's soul world is too strong. Unless he volunteers, it is impossible to succeed. Lin Moyu felt the heavy rain and said to himself, it turns out that the heavy rain is black water. A large amount of black water appeared in the sea, and the masses were very charming. If you want to say something silently, you need black water now, just use your soul power to fish it out, and you can get a lot of it. The vibrations in the secret realm became more intense, and there was a roaring sound. Immediately afterwards, a beast roar resounded throughout the heaven and earth. The island suddenly floated up and became larger, and a large amount of black water suddenly swam towards the island at the same time. The heavy rain also turned into a waterfall at this moment, no longer spreading throughout the secret realm, but falling on the island like the Milky Way. The island was completely dyed black, with a crystal-like luster appearing on it. A huge head stuck out, looking similar to a dragon's head. Then there are the limbs, which are short and thick, and also look like dragon claws. Then there is the tail, which is very long and covered with barbs. The island becomes its carapace. Lin Moyu was slightly startled. Xuanwu? The talisman beast is very similar to Xuanwu, with almost no difference. It's just that Xuanwu is a legendary beast, the core of the Xuanwu battlefield, and the source of power for countless starry sky beasts in the realm of gods. There is no doubt that Xuanwu exists in the other side realm. Lin Moyu has guessed, whether it is Xuanwu, Suzaku, or Green Dragon and White Tiger. They are all at least the holy venerable realm. The Xuanwu-like guy in front of me has not even touched the divine realm. It's just a showy thing. If the ancient talisman has the power of rules, it may be able to compete with the gods, but it will only be limited to the weakest gods, and most of them will lose. Lin Moyu didn't do anything and quietly watched it recover. You can't do anything until it fully recovers. Otherwise, the second phase will not start. It's clearly written in the strategy group's information, and it's part of the rules. A minute later, the Xuanwu Fu guy looked up to the sky and howled wildly, the waterfall fell back, and the world instantly became clear. Then the black tortoise beast roared at Lin Moyu again, seemingly provoking. Finally recovered, Lin Moyu has been waiting for a long time. Thousands of skeleton gods will appear and rush down covered with golden clouds. The Xuanwu rune beast spurted out a huge stream of water, and the black water hit the skeleton god general like a sharp arrow. The black water flow is composed of runes and contains the power of rules. Without the golden armor talisman, the skeleton god would have been severely damaged by the black water flow. The power of rules, even if it is not much, has already touched the threshold of the god. Even if the skeleton god general can win, he must pay some price. But it's different now. The golden armor talisman is shining, and the golden armor between the illusory and true gods blocks the black water flow. The golden armor flashed with light, only slightly deforming. The skeleton god general surrounded the Xuanwu rune beast, his sword energy roared, and he launched a siege. The Xuanwu rune beast's defense is extremely powerful. Its whole body glows with black light, and it resists the attack of the skeleton god general like armor. Lin Moyu looked at it for a while and then lost interest. With the blessing of the golden armor talisman, the skeleton god general's defense has been greatly improved. It is enough to be proud of the minor god realm, and it can persist for a period of time even in the face of a god. The defense power is sufficient, but the attack power is insufficient. The skeleton god general's attack power has reached the peak of the little god lord, and the Xuanwu rune beast's defense power is also extremely powerful. For a while, it was difficult for the skeleton god to kill him. You can definitely grind it to death, it just takes time. This is also said in the strategy information, but the little god who passed the first stage can explode the combat power of the god in a short time. At that time, he relied on the divine combat power to kill the black tortoise beast. To Lin Moyu. The skeleton god general besieged it for a while, and Lin Moyu already knew the defensive power of the golden armor talisman. Not wanting to waste any more time, with a tap of his finger, hundreds of legion rulers appeared. Along with them, there are also their legions. Thousands of skeletal dragons roared in the air, and the darkness turned a large area of space into darkness. The ruler of the legion has not taken action for a long time, and has never encountered the right opportunity. Although the number of legion rulers is not large, there are currently only 200 that actually form a legion and can be put into actual combat. But their combat power exceeds that of the skeleton god general. Among the undead army, he is second only to the skeleton king. Hundreds of legion rulers exude a powerful aura. The pressure of the divine realm rolled down towards the black tortoise beast. The ruler of the legion has reached the level of God Sovereign, which is enough to compare with the weakest level of God Sovereign. Although it is only the weakest among the gods are the gods. The ruler of the legion raised his sword. Brilliant rivers of stars emerged. The signature of the god, the galaxy of laws. Hundreds of laws and galaxies emerge at the same time, which is extremely spectacular and frightening. When the law galaxy appeared, the skeleton dragons led by the legion rulers threw themselves into their respective law galaxy. The law galaxy suddenly exploded, and a huge 4-star fell on the legion ruler. Their law is called the Law of the Legion, and it is an extremely special law. It has no special attributes and can be used by an entire legion. The power of the legion ruler skyrocketed again, from the weakest first-level god to the peak of the first-level god in an instant. Any legion ruler pulled out is enough to fight against the first-level god. The light flows on the sword of the legion ruler. That is the power of death in the law of immortality. They not only brought together the power of the legion members, but also the immortal law of the legion members. Each undead legion carries the law of immortality. Now that the immortal laws are gathered together, their power is extremely amazing. The black tortoise beast roared crazily, as if it felt uneasy, but to no avail. The leader of the legion waved his sword, spreading the majestic power of death, rushed to the Xuanwu talisman beast, and struck a fatal blow. With their fighting power, they can defeat the Xuanwu rune beast one-on-one, let alone 100 against 1. The law roared and exploded, and the Xuanwu rune beast exploded into ashes in an instant under the attack of the legion ruler. Lin Moyu saw all this and was not surprised at all. The galaxy of laws plays a role in convergence and fusion. Each law has its own characteristics. The law of the core is at least the law of the second-level peak. The Skeleton King has the law of bones, and also carries the law of immortality. The combined combat power of the two greatly increases. So does the Legion Master. I wonder what laws will appear after the Skeleton God General reaches the level of God. Is it the same as the Skeleton King? It's the law of bones. The Skeleton King and the Skeleton God come from the same source, and the probability of the White Bone Law Galaxy appearing is also very high. This question should be answered soon. Lin Moyu knew that as long as he promoted one more level, reaching the 6th level of God King, by then the Skeleton God General will reach the realm of God. He will have a total of 50 million thugs equivalent to the first level of a god. The army of gods composed of Skeleton God Generals will be a nightmare for all major races. 50 million gods can only be dealt with by the other shore realm. Even the peak deity will have to kill for a long time. After the Xuanwu talisman beast died, the island it was on disappeared, and the sea water poured in, forming a black whirlpool. At the same time, a small whirlpool also appeared around Lin Moyu. He can leave the secret realm through the vortex. The aura of the Divine City Star territory came in from the whirlpool, and at the same time, there was also the voice of the Human Emperor Network. Exploring the Black Rain secret realm, the first phase of the mission has been completed. You can choose to continue exploring, complete the second phase of the mission, and get more rewards. Rewards will change according to the degree of exploration. Please note that the danger of exploration in the second stage will be greatly increased. If there is danger, you can use the escape talisman to leave. The rewards in the third stage are still valid. Please make your choice within 1 minute. The prompt is exactly the same. If you don't understand it, you just think that Renhuang Network is doing a routine. If you can understand it, you will know that it also has a certain meaning. The escape talisman can still be used in the second stage, indicating that the power of the Human Emperor Network has penetrated into the second stage area. It also shows that someone has already entered the second stage, and there may be more than one. If the Human Emperor Network reminds you that escape talismans cannot be used in the second stage, it means that no one has entered the second stage. This was the case in the Jinhui Secret 407 realm. Lin Moyu was the first person to enter the second stage and pass the level. This time Lin Moyu did not ask Renhuang about the network and made a choice directly. He turned around and flew into the whirlpool, disappearing without a trace in an instant. The black water flow roared around him. Lin Moyu flew around the whirlpool for a long time, and did not stop until his eyes became bright. Lin Moyu looked at the world in the second stage. Compared with the first stage, this place is more suitable to be called Shui Shi Yuan. Looking around, there is endless water, extremely dark water. The water was surging and rolling, and there was a rushing sound. Looking from a distance, you can see lightning flashing and huge waves rising in the distance. The lightning is golden, a very strange color. There are golden clouds in the sky. Boom! A bolt of lightning fell not far away, hitting the dark water and causing huge waves. Then it started raining here, golden rain, the same golden rain as in the venomous beak's secret realm. The scope of the golden rain is rapidly expanding, from less than 1 kilometer in radius to tens of thousands of kilometers in less than 5 seconds. Lin Moyu also had to retreat to avoid Jinyu. The effect of the golden rain and the venomous beak's secret realm are the same. After being showered, it will be quickly eroded by the power of the rules, fundamentally changing its nature. Even a small god like the skeleton god general cannot resist. While flying back, Lin Moyu recalled the information of the strategy team. Over the years, a total of 5 people have entered the second stage of this secret realm. They came in, but they couldn't find a way to pass the second stage. In the second phase, the dangers currently known come from 3 sources. One is lightning, which cannot be struck by golden lightning. Lightning contains extremely strong power of rules, and only the gods can withstand it. Once upon a time, a little god was struck by lightning. If he hadn't had a god-level magic weapon, he would have died at that time. The second is the golden rain, which can only be endured by the gods. The third is the Black Sea. You can enter the Black Sea for any reason. Once you enter the Black Sea, your soul will be eroded and you will die. The damage caused by the Black Sea to the soul is several times that of the black water in the first stage. The dangers currently known are these 3. As for the method to crack the second stage, no one has found it yet. However, some people have speculated that the method of breakthrough is most likely to be in the Black Sea. Someone once saw a giant rune beast in the Black Sea. This giant rune beast was covered in golden light and wandered in the Black Sea. Occasionally it will surface, maybe kill it, and then you can go to the third stage or clear the secret realm. Some people also say that the way to clear the level should be above the clouds, because he also saw a giant rune beast on the clouds. It is even suspected that the lightning that falls from time to time is related to this rune beast. It's time to use your brain again. In the first stage, with the help of information from the strategy team, I passed the level without any thinking. Things are not so good in the second stage. The golden rain disappeared after about a few minutes. It came and disappeared very suddenly. Click. Another bolt of lightning exploded next to him, golden electric snakes flowed in the air, huge waves were set off in the Black Sea, and Lin Moyu suddenly froze. There was a huge pulling force in the Black Sea, trying to pull him down. The pulling force does not act on the body, but directly acts on the soul world. Golden rain followed after the lightning. Just like last time, in just a few seconds, the golden rain expanded thousands of times. This time, Lin Moyu summoned a skeleton god to enter the range of the golden rain while avoiding the golden rain. Golden armor appeared on the skeleton god general, blocking the golden rain. The skeleton god general has not been changed in nature like before. Under the protection of the golden armor talisman, he was safe and sound. Use runes to resist runes, the effect is very good. Lin Moyu said with a smile, it's exactly what I thought. When creating the golden armor talisman, I had some considerations in mind. The golden armor talisman can not only enhance defense, because it is also composed of runes and has strong resistance to runes. Just like the runes in the secret realm will weaken the power of your own runes. The two will fight against each other. Now it seems that this is indeed the case, and it is no different from the divided tombs I thought. The skeleton god will stand in the rain, motionless. This golden rain lasted for 2 minutes. During these 2 minutes, the golden armor talisman shone brightly and seemed to be intact, but Lin Moyu could feel that the golden armor talisman was gradually weakening. 2 minutes later, the rain stopped suddenly. At this time, the golden armor talisman has been weakened by almost 60 to 70%. According to this calculation, in 1 minute, the golden armor talisman will be obliterated. 3 minutes, the golden armor talisman can last for 3 minutes in the golden rain. The fundamental reason is that the power of rules in the golden rain will suppress the golden armor talisman, causing its consumption to increase significantly. The soul fire of the skeleton god general is constantly providing energy to the golden armor talisman to restore it. The same is true when standing in the golden rain, but the energy supply of the skeleton god general is not as fast as it is consumed. There is nothing that can be done about it. The skeleton god general is a warrior. It is just an instinct to provide energy for the golden armor talisman. This cannot affect his own combat power. Lin Moyu felt confident and glanced over. The next step is to use a two-pronged approach. Whether it is a rune beast in the ocean or a rune beast in the air, we must find it. There are two speculations in the secret realm information provided by the strategy team. One is the rune beast in the sky, and the other is the rune beast in the ocean. Both possibilities are related to talisman beasts. It is not easy to judge which one is correct. Lin Moyu decided to take a two-pronged approach and not let anyone go. Tens of thousands of skeleton generals, wearing golden armor, flew in all directions. With the presence of golden armor, the skeleton god general can pass through directly regardless of the golden rain. Even lightning struck directly on the skeleton god general, but it only consumed more than half of the golden armor talisman and failed to help the golden armor. With the protection of the golden armor talisman, the skeleton god's safety in the secret realm will be greatly increased. Likewise, efficiency has increased significantly. The environment of the secret realm was quickly discovered, and a map was generated in his mind. The second stage is a real water world, with a radius of millions of miles and no trace of land. The sea water is as black as ink, and I don't know how deep it is. There are thick clouds in the sky, and electric snakes are dancing. I don't know how thick they are. Lightning fell aimlessly, and deadly golden rain followed one after another. The sky is high and the sea is deep, and the secret realm is dangerous and depressing. From a distance, Lin Moyu saw his skeleton general. They returned from different directions, and the terrain of the secret realm had been completely explored. The second stage of the secret realm is basically a ball, no different from an ordinary star. The skeleton god general flew a full circle in one direction and returned to the same place. It's just that it has no land, it's just a big water ball. The outer layer was shrouded in unknown thick clouds, and the electric snakes danced, but the skeleton generals did not enter it. During the entire exploration process, no trace of the beast was found. The strategy says that a total of 5 cultivators have been here. One person saw the rune beast in the sea, one saw the rune beast in the sky, and the other 3 saw nothing. This shows that the rune beast does not always exist, and may appear only when certain conditions are met. Just like the heavy rain in the first stage. The black rain secret realm is related to water, whether in the first stage or now. Even the golden lightning is just the introduction of the golden rain. Then the key to solving the problem must be in the water. Water is the key point to pass the 23 secret realms. This question is easy to think of. Lin Moyu believes that not only himself, but also the 5 people who came in before, can definitely think of this key. The key is how to find the solution. Lightning continued to fall, causing golden rains. The skeleton god who just returned will be out again. If the rune beasts appear under certain specific conditions, then something unusual will definitely happen in the secret realm. The number of skeleton god generals dispatched this time was even greater, exceeding 1 million. Millions of skeleton gods will be distributed throughout the secret realm, monitoring various changes in the secret realm. As long as there is any abnormality, Lin Moyu will know it immediately. Lin Moyu doesn't need to rely purely on luck like others. He relied on the number of people to equalize his luck. Lin Moyu is not in a hurry. If it is like the first stage, he does need to wait. I took out rules again and started studying. The breadth and depth of symbols made Lin Moyu addicted to it. Learning the general runes and then breaking them down is like solving a puzzle and clearing a level. Lin Moyu never gets tired of it. It is very difficult to fully master the entire rules. Even if Lin Moyu has excellent rune talent, it still takes a lot of time. 10 days after entering the second stage, something unusual was finally observed. A tornado suddenly appeared in the secret realm. At the same time as the tornado appeared, the originally calm sea suddenly began to stir up wind and waves. Lin Moyu came back from the Sea of Runes and looked at the sea. It finally started. He turned into a stream of light and flew rapidly in the secret realm. A few seconds later, he came to a stop in front of the tornado. The tornado is extremely large, sucking water like a dragon, and rolls a large amount of sea water into the sky. The seawater flew with the wind, and the tornado dyed it as black as ink. The sky suddenly became bright, and golden light fell from the sky. In the clouds, countless golden electric snakes roared, like thunder gods in anger, and countless thunder and lightning fell on the tornado. The posture seemed to be splitting apart a tornado. Lin Moyu frowned slightly, sensing something was wrong, and quickly retreated thousands of miles without hesitation. The tornado was attacked by lightning and seemed to have exploded. Lin Moyu vaguely heard a beast roar, and the tornado expanded several times in an instant. Immediately afterwards, new tornadoes formed, one after another, dozens, hundreds, thousands. In the blink of an eye, there were more than 10,000 tornadoes. Tens of thousands of tornadoes battle over a large area, forming a storm. Countless amounts of sea water were rolled up and rushed into the sky. The lightning also intensified instantly and became more dense. The tornado was hit by hundreds of lightning bolts and then shattered. But then new tornadoes will form. After the lightning, the golden rainstorm fell, falling into the dragon circle wind. The ink-like sea water was dyed with a layer of golden light. The properties of the sea water seemed to have changed slightly, and the power was also weakened. In Lin Moyu's view, the water brought up by the tornado was like a heavy punch hitting the sky, as if it was breaking the sky. The sky is also constantly resisting, and both sides refuse to give in to each other. The ocean and the sky are like two opposing armies, attacking each other, each wanting to destroy the other. Lin Moyu watched it interestingly, but he didn't expect that such a thing would happen. He believed that he was the first person to discover this. None of the 5 people before him knew about it. Roar. The roar of the beast sounded, and a terrifying aura swept over. Lin Moyu saw a dark shadow appearing in a distant place. The black shadow rises and falls in the ocean, and occasionally jumps out of the sea, revealing its huge body. It looks like a shark, a huge shark. The body length exceeds 100,000 meters, and the aura reaches the divine realm. There are countless black and gold runes all over the body of the shark rune beast, flashing with a strange brilliance, and at the same time, it makes people feel that it is terrifying. Lin Moyu just took a look and knew that its combat power was no weaker than that of the god. The shark rune beast's senses are extremely sharp. Lin Moyu is more than 100,000 miles away from it, and it has discovered Lin Moyu. It roared, and countless tornadoes suddenly appeared on the sea below Lin Moyu, with huge suction tearing Lin Moyu from all directions at the same time. Huge tearing force came from all directions, trying to tear Lin Moyu into pieces. This tearing force also acts on the soul, trying to tear the soul world apart. Compared with the physical body, Lin Moyu's soul world is more powerful and stable, and the mere tearing force has no effect. The bone hell was twisted and deformed. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and a golden armor talisman appeared in his hand. This golden armor talisman was created in the soul. Before it was integrated with the undead army, it was first requisitioned by Lin Moyu. After activating the golden armor talisman, golden armor suddenly appeared outside Lin Moyu's body, blocking the power from the outside world. The tearing power of it is very close to that of a god, especially it targets the soul. It seems that the people who came in before just glanced at the shark rune beast and did not fight with it. If we had a fight, there should be some information. Maybe I felt threatened at that time, so I retreated directly. After reading a lot of guides, Lin Moyu already has an understanding of the people in the guide team. There are top geniuses inside, and what is most important to them is definitely not clearing the secret realm. The most important thing is to save your life. As long as your life is still there, the secret realm will be cleared sooner or later. If it doesn't work once, just do it a few more times. So as long as they feel there is danger, they will choose to retreat as soon as possible without hesitation. Therefore, Lin Moyu is more than 80% sure that they have not fought against the shark talisman beast before. The shark talisman beast was approaching quickly, and Lin Moyu was already planning to mobilize the people. Killing it might reveal a way to the third stage. Roar! A sharp scream came from the clouds, and a huge giant appeared in the sea of electricity. The giant bird spreads its wings and is also over 100,000 meters away, no weaker than the shark talisman beast. The giant bird rune beast is also covered with gold and black runes, but contrary to the shark rune beast, the runes on its body are mostly gold. The feathers on his body shone with sharp luster. In addition to being a shield, the feathers were also weapons. The shark talisman immediately changed its focus and stared at the giant bird talisman. Lin Moyu, who was about to take action, suddenly became less anxious when he saw the scene. The two giant rune beasts ignored his existence, so he simply watched the show first. From a purely physical perspective, Lin Moyu, who is less than 2 meters tall, is too small compared to two rune beasts that are over 100,000 meters tall. The giant bird rune beast vibrated its wings, the runes on its body sparkled, and countless golden lightning fell, destroying the emperor's tornado. At the same time, there was a heavy downpour, and the golden rainstorm dyed the tornado golden. The shark talisman couldn't bear to show its weakness and raised more tornadoes to fight back. A tornado forms a storm and blows away the clouds in the sky. The thick clouds were blown out of a hole, revealing the true appearance of the sky. Lin Moyu looked through the sky and saw the world outside the sky. Outside the sky, there is a huge moxa floating. The runes were also incomplete, just a corner. But Lin Moyu found that this corner of runes seemed to be more complete than the runes in the two secret realms of Venomous Bee and Jinhui. There was a slight chill in his heart, as the more complete runes made him more powerful and dangerous. Lin Moyu has read a lot of secret information. Several of the secret realms are complete experiences after being successfully cleared. There are similar records in it. Based on the experience records in the information, Lin Moyu quickly made a judgment. What he had to do now was to break the sky and go outside the sky. There are two ways to break the sky. One is to break it with extreme brute force. Lin Moyu doesn't know if his strength is enough. The sky appeared for just a few seconds before it was once again shrouded in thick clouds. The cloud layer is about 10,000 meters thick, you can give it a try. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and hundreds of skeleton generals appeared around him. The skeleton gods will form an array and rush into the clouds. At the same time, Lin Moyu switched to the undead vision to watch the situation in the clouds. The skeleton god will rush into the clouds, and his speed will increase several times in an instant. The clouds are like quagmire and extremely thick, making it difficult for the skeleton god to move forward. Dense golden lightning struck, and the number was staggering. The strong and powerful golden armor talisman also felt a little powerless at this moment. It was quickly weakened and then shattered. Fortunately, the hundreds of skeleton god generals were close to each other, and the golden armor talismans overlapped each other. If one was broken, the other would be on top. For a while, I was able to persevere. The skeleton god will strive forward in the clouds, and at the same time wave his sword energy, trying to break the clouds. The sword energy was swallowed up by the clouds and had no effect. The clouds that are easily blown away by tornadoes give people the feeling that they can easily pass through. But this is not the case at all. The thickness of the clouds exceeded Lin Moyu's imagination. The golden armor talismans were shattered layer by layer, but the speed of advancement continued to slow down. Lin Moyu knew that things must not be violated, and immediately ordered the skeleton general to return. It seems we can't go straight ahead, we must get rid of the clouds first. But we have to solve the problem of layer removal. The shrill roar of the giant bird rune beast rang in his ears. There seemed to be sarcasm in his voice, as if he was laughing. Lin Moyu was overestimating his abilities. At this time, the two rune beasts had collided. The giant bird rune beast swooped down, opened its mouth, and spit out golden lightning, striking at the shark rune beast. The shark talisman beast slapped the sea surface, creating huge waves and blocking the golden lightning. At the same time, streams of black water spurted out from his mouth, shooting out like sharp arrows. The shark talisman can fly, but it dare not leave the sea. The giant bird rune beast also did not dare to enter the ocean. The two kept colliding in midair, and then separated. As you can imagine, this battle has been going on for countless years. After the runes evolved into the secret realm, this kind of fight should always exist. As for why they fight, Lin Moyu looked at the runes on the two rune beasts. The runes were black and gold. Black and gold, that should be the key, Lin Moyu was thinking in his mind, and suddenly he thought of a possibility. Black and gold are the positive and negative sides of things. Only when the yin and yang sides merge into one can a complete tongue sign be formed. No, it's an ancient talisman. There must have been some problem when the ancient talisman evolved into the secret realm, so it showed the characteristics of yin and yang. Lin Moyu understood how to break the sky and proceed to the next stage. The speculation in the strategy team is correct, the rune beast must be killed. But instead of killing one end, we have to kill both ends. Both of the two rune beasts have the power of a first-level god. But compared to the real god, it is a bit weaker. They cannot mobilize the power of the law galaxy, and the power of rules in the runes is always limited. Now that you know the method, it's a good idea to continue. Lin Moyu thought, and 200 legion rulers appeared with their legions. 10 million death knights form hundreds of death knights. 10 million skeleton dragons form hundreds of dragon legions. They were led by legion rulers, and hundreds of death knights rushed towards the shark rune beast. Hundreds of skeletal dragon legions attacked the giant bird rune beast. A galaxy of laws appeared above the head of the legion ruler, illuminating the secret realm and bringing different colors to the secret realm. Legion members rushed into the law galaxy one after another, and the law galaxy coordinated all the power on the legion ruler. Facing the sudden addition of the legion ruler, the two rune beasts were stunned for a moment, then stopped in unison. At this moment, they all turned outwards and turned their guns to attack the ruler of the legion. A large number of tornadoes suddenly formed, connecting the sky and the earth to form a storm, and rushed straight over. The ruler of the legion waved his sword, and the sword was filled with the strong law of immortality. The power of death of the immortal law corrodes everything, even in the face of the power of rules, it can still cause some damage. The tornado was cut off abruptly, and the legion ruler quickly arrived. In the sky, the ruler of our legion slashed lightning with his sword and surrounded the giant bird and rune beast wearing golden armor. A galaxy of laws poured down, and the combat power of the legion rulers increased steadily, reaching the peak of the first level of God. Under siege, the two rune beasts were beaten to the point where they were unable to fight back. The rune beast howled and screamed endlessly. This situation has never happened before when the two rune beasts fought against each other. In terms of combat power, no legion leader is inferior to the other, not to mention 100 against 1, it's just bullying. But Lin Moyu likes this kind of bullying feeling, which is very refreshing. In an instant, the shark talisman beast was covered with wounds. It plunged into the ocean and sank quickly, trying to escape. The legion ruler pursued them without hesitation. It was said in the guide that you cannot enter the ocean. The seawater contains the power of runes, which will have a powerful impact on the soul. And this kind of impact is continuous and never stops. Once you can't bear it, you will fall into an eternal illusion and die. They wear golden armor to resist the impact of souls. Illusions are ineffective against them, and soul attacks are still useful, but they are shared by countless undead legions, so they are completely bearable. But the biggest headache is that the shark rune beast has to escape. The sea is its home field. Once it escapes, it will be difficult to find it again. The ruler of the legion turned into a stream of light and caught up with the shark monster at the fastest speed. The log galaxy above his head flashed, and tens of thousands of death knights rushed out instantly, densely surrounding Shark True. The shark talisman was rampaging, and the death knight's golden armor talisman blocked it with gleaming light. The time is still too short now, and the golden armor talisman has not covered every undead legion. Lin Moyu ordered the Death Knight, who already had the golden armor talisman, to stand in front and act as a shield. Pull him out. Lin Moyu gave an order, and the Death Knight exerted force at the same time, forcefully pulling the shark talisman out of the water. At the same time, there was a scream in the air. Thousands of skeleton dragons have completely surrounded the giant bird rune beast, giving it no chance to escape. With the help of the golden armor talisman, he blocked the talisman beast's breakthrough time and time again. The ruler of the legion attacked with all his strength and cut him down with his sword. The screams could not be heard for a while. Lin Moyu knew that the situation of the battle was decided. Faced with an encirclement and killing of this magnitude, even a true god would not be able to escape death. What's more, the fate of the two rune beasts is already determined. Finally, just 2 minutes later, the two rune beasts roared before their death and became silent. Boom boom. Two beams of light, one black and one gold, shot straight into the sky. The entire secret realm began to shake, and countless tornadoes appeared in the sea, which spread all over the sea in the blink of an eye. The tornado rolled up countless seawater and shot straight into the sky, blowing away the clouds. The lightning disappeared and the golden rain ceased. Lin Moyu clearly saw the sky and the corner of the sky beyond it. At this time a large number of golden symbols appeared on the sky, and Lin Moyu felt the power of these golden symbols. They are shields, protecting the sky. After the shark rune beast dies, blow away the layers. After the giant bird talisman beast dies, it turns into a golden talisman. It seems that if you can't break the golden talisman, you can't break the sky. Lin Moyu is not worried about this. Although the ancient talisman is powerful, the secret realm where the ancient talisman evolves is limited. The ruler of the legion took his legion back to the Law Galaxy and once again controlled the power of the entire legion. They rushed into the sky, touched the sky, and launched a fierce attack on the golden talisman that protected the sky. The attack of the legion ruler was extremely fierce, with 200 swords, each sword was no weaker than the god. The sky roared and the secret realm shook. The golden talisman is weakening at a speed visible to the naked eye. Lin Moyu was smiling, and even the sky couldn't stop him. Finally, the golden talisman collapsed, and the ruler of the legion faced the sky. The sword fell on the sky and penetrated the sky. The sword returned in vain, leaving the sky intact. Lin Moyu was slightly startled, the sky was actually soft. I tried a few more knives, but it was still the same. The sword can pass through the sky, but it cannot hurt it. He also tried to let the legion ruler pass through the sky, but he couldn't do it, his body couldn't pass through. The sword can pass through, but oneself cannot pass through. Lin Moyu felt curious. So he came to the sky and reached out his hand to the untrial. The tentacles are soft and extremely elastic, like a layer of rubber. No matter how hard I try, my fingers can't get through. A cloud of gray air appeared on Lin Moyu's fingertips. The death power of the immortal law began to corrode the sky. The sky was corroded and holes appeared. The law of immortality can corrode everything. Whether it is an object or a law, even the soul can be corroded. Efficient. Lin Moyu was slightly happy, and he immediately mobilized more immortal laws. At the same time, the Legion ruler's sword also had a rich immortal law emerging from it. The Legion ruler slashed it with his sword again, and the immortal law fell on the sky, quickly corroding a gap. There is a strange breath coming in, hitting the soul directly. The power of rules. Lin Moyu murmured to himself, it was not the first time he felt this kind of power, it was the power of rules, the power brought by the Ijia Tun talisman. As long as he enters it, he can come into contact with a corner of the ancient talisman. But he didn't know what would happen. At this time, the aura of the Divine City Star territory came from behind, and an exit vortex had appeared. Renhuang Network judged that he had passed the second stage, and the power of Renhuang Network formed an exit vortex here. If Lin Moyu doesn't want to continue, he can just leave. Lin Moyu has passed the second stage, and more power from the Human Emperor Network has penetrated in. The second phase of exploring the Black Rain secret realm is completed. You can now choose to leave or continue the third phase of exploration. Rewards will be settled after you leave the secret realm. Rewards will be doubled based on the progress of your mission. Please note, the third stage of the mission is extremely dangerous, and the escape charm may become invalid. The reminder from Renhuang Network also appeared. The familiar voice and the familiar reminder are exactly the same as those in the Venomous Bee secret realm, except that the famous minister in the secret realm has been changed. Lin Moyu raised the corner of his mouth slightly. This is right. Not hearing the reminder from Renhuang Network, Lin Moyu still felt something was wrong. Now, it tastes right. He took a step forward and stepped into the dark gap. The next second, all Legion rulers disappeared collectively. The gap quickly closed and returned to its original state. At the gap where Lin Moyu left, a big hand full of runes slowly emerged. Lin Moyu only felt that he had experienced a teleportation, his soul and body were separated, and the doctor lost contact. At the same time, the soul seems to be affected by some kind of force and seems to be falling into a deep sleep. Cannot sleep. The thoughts roared, the soul opened its eyes, and the soul in the other side bloomed with purple light. The 9-color dragon soul crystal emits bursts of dragon roars, and the giant tree of talent also continues to sway in response. Master, Master. A ray spirit, Xiao Jin, seemed to sense Lin Moyu's abnormality and kept calling. Finally, Lin Moyu's soul gradually woke up. The soul and the body were reconnected, and Lin Moyu found that the body seemed far away from the soul. I had this feeling before, when I entered the soul world. The body remains at the entrance and the soul enters it. The soul opens its eyes, passes through the soul world, and sees the outside. Lin Moyu's soul trembled, showing a look of shock. Outside the soul world, an ancient talisman is shining. Not a corner of the ancient talisman, but a complete ancient talisman. It shouldn't be. Maybe I'm in an illusion. If it is really an ancient talisman, with my ability, it is impossible to look directly at it. Lin Moyu quickly calmed down and realized that this was impossible. He is currently completely unable to look directly at the ancient talisman. Even if it is a corner of the ancient talisman, he cannot look at it for several seconds. If one's own realm is not enough, this hard threshold cannot be crossed. The soul looks at itself and realizes that it is not in an illusion. If you fall into an illusion, the 9-colored dragon soul crystal and the talented giant tree will sense it. Lin Moyu has dealt with illusions and knows this very well. Now that it's not a fantasy, things get interesting. The eyes of the soul gathered their strength and looked at the ancient runes hanging in the void. This is indeed an ancient rune. It is three-dimensional, thick and powerful. It contains unspeakable truths and integrates the functions of various runes. No matter what advanced runes, they are all younger brothers in front of it. Every stroke of it is so magical. Just a corner of it can transform a secret realm and turn decay into magic. Lin Moyu admires the beauty of the ancient talisman greedily. Since he is allowed to see it, he will naturally not be polite. Gradually, he discovered that the ancient talisman in front of him was not real. There is form but no spirit, so he can look directly at it. However, what he saw was only the surface. If he could not see God, he would not be able to understand the true essence of the tongue. But that didn't stop him from enjoying it. I read it over and over again, 10 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times. Finally, Lin Moyu saw some clues. The soul power carefully reached out, like a tentacle, crossing the void and touching the ancient talisman. Lin Moyu acted very cautiously. When facing ancient talismans, one can never be too careful. Even if it's just a corner of an ancient talisman, it's still an ancient talisman. If it were fragments of the ancient talisman, Lin Moyu would still be able to resist it. But the power of Yijiao's ancient talisman was fully activated, and Lin Moyu was not sure how to deal with it. That is the power of rules that truly belongs to the other side realm, and even if his combat power is fully activated, he is only at the 3rd level of the God Lord. The difference between them is difficult to calculate. Before entering here, I was almost affected by the ancient talisman and fell into a deep sleep. Once you fall asleep, it may be difficult to wake up again. Fortunately, the quality of his soul reached the other side, the 5th grade purple jade soul, plus the 9-colored dragon soul crystal and the gifted giant tree, and he finally woke up. At that time I was also frightened. If the 9-colored dragon soul crystal and the talented giant tree couldn't wake me up, my last resort would be the natural disaster scepter. This is his last staff. Although the natural disaster staff has been damaged, its power is still amazing. Especially the soul gem above, it should be able to protect the soul. Just like if I want to get in touch with the ancient talisman, my biggest reliance is also the natural disaster scepter. This thing is usually silent, as if it doesn't exist. But in life and death, it can really save lives. A trace of Lin Moyu's soul touched the ancient talisman. The ancient talisman buzzed and sparkled. The soul did not feel threatened. Lin Moyu's soul fell into the ancient talisman and began to explore the mystery of the ancient talisman. At this moment, Lin Moyu was feeling a little excited. At his level, he should not be able to touch the ancient talisman. But by chance, a complete tongue appeared before his eyes. Even though it's just a tangible ancient talisman, it's really an ancient talisman. The soul gradually spreads into the ancient talisman, and the entire structure of the ancient talisman is presented in the mind. Lin Moyu also gradually gained some enlightenment, and his understanding of runes unknowingly deepened. The seemingly complete ancient talisman, in fact, only one corner is real, and the rest are evolved from this corner of the ancient talisman. And this corner of the ancient talisman only occupies about 3% of the complete ancient talisman. Lin Moyu now has a very good understanding of runes, and has his own rune system, so his awareness is far higher than before. He carefully identified the location, shape, and partial functions of the Yijiao ancient talisman. Lin Moyu divided the ancient talisman into upper and lower parts, and each part was divided into inner and outer parts. This corner of the ancient talisman is the lower part of the entire ancient talisman, and it is also the area that connects the inside and outside. The outside is yang and the inside is yin, so this ancient talisman also has 2 sides of yin and yang. Gold is yang and black is yin. The secret realm evolved from it also has 2 sides, yin and yang. Gradually, Lin Moyu understood the structure of the entire ancient talisman. Although the ancient talisman was invisible, countless runes could be disassembled from the structure. The ancient talisman seemed to have merged many formations together and turned into a huge and terrifying rune. An ancient talisman can assume countless states, and even a corner of it can be transformed into a large formation. That's why you can evolve the secret realm and change the rules. Even if there is only a little bit left, it will not collapse. The most important thing is that Gu Fu also has the ability to heal. As long as you can find all the runes, put them back together, and give it enough time, it can even be restored to its original state. What a terrible product. What level does the person who draws the ancient talisman have to be? Why do I feel that even in the other side realm, it is difficult for me to draw ancient talismans? Lin Moyu has seen Bianjing. Although he has not seen Bianjing using all his strength, he can feel it. In contrast, he felt that Gu Tai seemed stronger. After looking at the ancient talisman inside and out several times, Lin Moyu finally set his sights on a corner of the talisman in the Black Rain secret realm. When I was studying ancient talismans before, I had always avoided it. Other places have FORM but no spirit, but it has FORM and spirit. As the lower part of the ancient talisman, it takes over the existence of the inside and the outside. It has 2 sides of yin and yang, and is very complex and powerful. Lin Moyu didn't know what would happen after coming into contact with it. But it's not possible without contact. It's impossible to continue like this. A corner of runes dragged him into this space. His body and soul had been separated. If time went by, he might be completely disconnected from his body. Lin Moyu has already looked for it, and the only way out is to get in touch with it. The purple jade soul appears with an earthy yellow light, and the colorful dragon soul crystal and talent giant tree are also ready to go. Holding the natural disaster scepter in his hand, Lin Moyu was fully prepared. The soul power finally touched a corner of the rune. The entire soul world shook violently. At this moment, the soul world kept deforming, crossing time and space, and traveling far and wide. The connection with the physical body was completely disconnected, and Lin Moyu felt that the soul world had turned into a small boat, traveling through the terrifying starry sky. At this moment, he couldn't make any reaction. It was as if all the preparations had lost their effect. Everything is out of control. The soul cannot move and can only watch the incident happen. No one would have thought that the power of a dime rune could reach such an extent. Lin Moyu felt that he was still careless, but he had no choice. The weak soul world flies through the terrifying starry sky. A breath of ancient horror came to my face. After a few seconds, the scene in front of him suddenly stopped. Lin Moyu saw a strange starry sky, which was densely covered with stars, and there were so many stars that even a Beijinger could see them. Countless stars are flying at an astonishing speed, they are spinning and flying. In the center of all the stars, there is a huge black hole. All the stars are flying around the black hole. This situation is normal, but extremely abnormal. There are many black holes in the big world, and large galaxies will also form around the black holes. Galaxies do fly around black holes, but not this fast. The flying speed of the stars in front of me is already close to the speed of light. Taking a closer look, this black hole seems to be abnormal and does not look like a normal black hole. Under Lin Moyu's gaze, the black hole expanded rapidly. Almost in an instant, the black hole swallowed up all the surrounding stars. Lin Moyu had a creepy feeling, at least tens of thousands of stars were swallowed up like this. After swallowing the stars, the black hole grew larger again. Black holes swallow up light and are invisible to the naked eye. But it cannot shield the soul from observation. Lin Moyu saw with his own eyes that the black hole grew larger and then began to deform. Is this too much? This idea suddenly came to me, and it seemed a bit unreliable. Black holes are not beasts, so how could such a thing happen? But the next second, his understanding was broken. The black hole suddenly ejected a large number of stars, and each star was accelerated to an astonishing degree, flying through the starry sky at an astonishing speed exceeding the speed of light. A few seconds later, the stars seemed to hit a barrier and exploded one after another. The stars exploded with extremely brilliant colors, lighting up the starry sky. Through the colorful light, Lin Moyu finally saw a person. A terrifying giant. It is extremely large, too large to be measured. The stars ejected by the black hole were all blocked by it with one finger. This finger is covered in runes. Lin Moyu felt a sense of déjà vu and was suddenly startled. It's his father-in-law. Lin Moyu didn't know this giant. This kind of existence had completely surpassed his cognition. But Lin Moyu recognized the finger. Outside the star domain of the divine city, there is a finger that has lost its flesh and blood, but has never collapsed. Even the inside of the finger has gone through countless evolutions and evolved into an extremely dangerous area, which is called this ancient ruins. The root cause is precisely because of the existence of ancient runes. Lin Moyu even doubted whether the various secret realms in the Divine City Star territory were the flesh and blood of the owner of the severed finger. The flesh and blood flew into the star domain of the Divine City. The flesh and blood contained broken ancient talismans, and the ancient helmets evolved into various secret realms. Although it is far beyond normal people's cognition, it does not seem to be inexplicable. Is this a scene from ancient times? Lin Moyu's thoughts flew by like lightning. He thought a lot in that moment, and his eyes showed disbelief. Of course, he knew that he could not return to the 287 period in ancient times, but this corner of the rune re-showed what happened in ancient times before his eyes. Ancient runes contain various functions, and it is not surprising that they can record what happened at that time. In Lin Moyu's eyes, the black hole spewed out countless stars, all of which were blocked by a finger. The runes on his fingers shine like an unshakable mountain, blocking countless flowing stones. No matter planets or stars, no matter how big or small, they are all blocked. Gorgeous explosions bloomed in the starry sky, and wonderful fireworks continued. The giant raised his hand and danced his fingers. The moment it crossed the starry sky, countless runes flew out of its fingertips. Each one is an ancient talisman, and each tongue talisman contains terrible calendar areas. These ancient talismans were like soldiers wielding swords, carrying an astonishing attack and defeating the stream of stars ejected from the black hole. To blow up the stars, even the God King can do it. In their eyes, the stronger gods and ordinary planets and stars on the other side are like toys that can be crushed at will. But when facing tens of thousands of stars flowing like waves, even the other shore realm will have a headache. The God King realm can only retreat. But this unknown giant smashed it into pieces with just a move of his fingers and countless runes. Then the giant shook his big hand and held the black hole. Then with a squeeze, the entire ground and sky shook, and the black hole exploded. The stars swallowed by the black hole burst out again at this moment, densely packed in all directions. A star passed directly through Lin Moyu's soul world, and the soul world was not affected at all. Lin Moyu is a bystander, he is just rewatching the battle that year. The two sides are at different time and space latitudes and do not interfere with each other. The power of the giant to crush a black hole with his bare hands is astonishing. At this time a sword light suddenly flew out from the black hole, and Lin Moyu heard a deafening cry of pain. Blood spilled into the sky, and the sun's severed finger flew out. The giant roared angrily, and the giant hand with one broken finger exerted force again, turning into a fist and falling. The sword light was smashed by the fist, and an equally huge sword emerged from the collapsed black hole. The angry giant took hold of the sword and experienced it again. The sword shattered with a bang. The giant threw away the sword like trash, then turned around to retrieve his severed finger. Suddenly, someone came to kill him from a distance. A strong man who cannot be looked directly at appeared in Lin Moyu's sight. His body shape is not as big as the giant, only 10,000 meters. His appearance, clothing, and appearance are no different from human beings. Human race. Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat, he was a human race from ancient times. He remembered the oldest name of the human race, the Starry Sky God human race, the third of the Four Source clan. The correct name for the human race at that time should be the Starry Sky God human race. This is a terrifying existence from the Starry Sky God human race. Suddenly, a creepy feeling came over my soul. The terrifying existence of the Starry Sky God human race was looking towards him. He can see me. Lin Moyu is very sure that the other party can see him. His eyes seemed to ignore the obstacles of time and space and saw himself as a bystander. His eyes were extremely cold and without any emotion, which made Lin Moyu feel terrible. Then a sword light lit up in his eyes. Lin Moyu's heart trembled, this sword light was coming towards him. The terrifying existence from the Starry Sky Gods and humans wants to kill me. The picture in front of me suddenly freezes and then becomes blurry. The soul world turns into a small boat, carrying Lin Moyu through time and space. The soul is out of control again, and Lin Moyu can't do anything. However, after the previous experience, Lin Moyu knew that he would not be in danger, so he did not feel any nervousness. After a few seconds, his vision returned again. He found that he had come to a new void. This void looks a little strange, but also a little familiar. Is this the Divine City Star territory? It's not the current human race's Divine City Star territory, it's even earlier. After Lin Moyu observed it, he came up with a result. The Divine City Star territory in front of us is different from the Divine City Star territory owned by the human race now. More ancient and desolate. In the ancient Divine City Star field, the Yinhuang stars are gathering. They gradually formed new galaxies, and planets began to orbit the stars. In addition to the flying planets, Lin Moyu also saw many light spots, each of which was an incomplete ancient talisman. These incomplete ancient symbols are flying and moving together with the stars. Among them is himself, who seems to have turned into one of the incomplete ancient talismans, flying in the star field of the divine city that is beginning to take shape. And in a distant place, a severed finger was clearly visible. Lin Moyu suddenly understood, and he connected all the idol fruits before and after. These incomplete ancient talismans indeed came from that ancient giant. It was the blood of the ancient giant. The finger of the ancient giant was cut off, and blood flowed from the wound. The blood contains ancient talismans, which were left in every corner of the Divine City Star territory. After countless years of evolution, it became a secret realm. These ancient talismans are all incomplete, and the truly complete ancient talismans always exist in the severed fingers. Lin Moyu once again experienced a journey through time and space and saw the shocking evolution of heaven and earth. Until time and space travel appears again, the soul world takes it and returns to the real world. The soul reconnected with the body. Lin Moyu opened his eyes and saw an ancient talisman. The experience I just experienced was like a dream, like an illusion, but also extremely real. He finally realized that what he saw was not an illusion, but something that had really happened. These things exist in flesh and blood and are recorded by the ancient talisman in front of me. He passed the test of the ancient talisman and was not deceived by it and fell into a deep sleep in the third stage. So it admitted itself and believed that it was qualified to see what happened at that time. This is the next scene. This experience has been very rewarding. Lin Moyu saw many secrets, saw the broader sky, and saw how the Divine City Star was formed. I glimpsed the battle between strong men and realized the elegance of a truly strong man. No matter what it was, it touched him deeply. This kind of touch will subtly affect oneself, and will also strengthen one's Taoist heart. While Lin Moyu was thinking, a big hand full of runes came through the air. As Lin Moyu cleared the third stage, the power of Renhuang network also penetrated smoothly. This giant hand full of runes is the embodiment of the power of the human emperor's network. Just like the previous two times, it grabbed the ancient talisman and wanted to take it away. This is also the normal operation of Renhuang network. Lin Moyu watched quietly from the side. Just when the giant hand was about to grab the ancient talisman, a corner of the ancient talisman suddenly burst into light, and the giant hand stopped in midair. Immediately afterwards, this corner of the ancient talisman turned into a stream of light, escaped from the grasp of the giant hand, and penetrated into Lin Moyu's body at an alarming speed. The next second, the Ritong Tung talisman appeared in Lin Moyu's soul. This corner of the ancient talisman actually took the initiative to enter his own soul world. Moreover, there was no reaction even from the bone hell, indicating that Egyo ancient talisman had no ill intentions towards him. Jusho was stunned, and Lin Moyu was also stunned. The scene became a little awkward, and the giant hand hesitated for a few seconds before slowly dissipating. The secret realm began to vibrate, the space was distorted, and the picture in front of him rippled like water waves, gradually becoming blurry. The secret realm evolved from an ancient talisman. Now that the ancient talisman disappears, the secret realm naturally cannot exist. A familiar breath hit his face, and Lin Moyu knew that he had returned to the Divine City Star territory and the big world. 23 There were noises in my ears, some of shock, some surprise, and some confusion. Why did the secret realm disappear? I was clearly still in the secret realm. Why did I suddenly come out? What happened? Why did it happen? I have obviously collected 9 parts of black water, and I can complete the mission with just 1 more part. If the secret realm is gone, how can we complete the mission in the future? There are many people like Lin Moyu who are living in a secret realm. At this moment, the secret realm disappeared, and these people were all teleported out. For most people, naturally they don't understand what happened. Their insight and knowledge determine their cognition. Lin Moyu had a premonition of what would happen next, and immediately turned into a stream of light and quickly left. Everyone was still surprised by the disappearance of the secret realm, and did not pay attention to Lin Moyu, who left. A few seconds later, these people who were forced to leave the secret realm simultaneously received information from the Human Emperor Network. Your mission has been completed, and you will be rewarded with 10 points of Divine City merit. Your mission has been completed, and you will be rewarded with 10 points of Divine City merit. The information is the same for everyone. These people were once again surprised. Human Emperor Network said I completed the task. Me too, but I just entered the secret realm. I have collected 9 portions of black water, and I have completed my mission as a matter of course. I don't know what happened in the secret realm. Suddenly, a lazy voice interrupted everyone's doubts. If there is anything else, you can find out by reading the announcement of the city. In the Human Emperor Network, an announcement was extremely dazzling. Announcement from Divine City, Junior Staff Lin Moyu has successfully cleared the Black Rain secret realm of galaxy number 13283. This secret realm will be completely closed from now on, and related tasks will also be cancelled. There is usually nothing going on in the sacred city, and no announcements are made. Sometimes, there may not be an announcement for more than 10 years. Once the Divine City proclamation is released, it will exist permanently. Even if you have to find hundreds or thousands of years of Divine City announcements, you can still find them. Now the first 3 items in the Shenqing announcement are all related to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu has cleared 3 secret realms in a row. This kind of character has never appeared in the history of the human race. It is true that some people have cleared 3 secret realms, but they have not cleared them consecutively. Lin Moyu can pass a level almost as soon as he enters a secret realm, with a clearance rate of 100%. If you think about it this way, it would be too terrifying. For a time, Lin Moyu's name was like the wind of law, quickly blowing through the entire human Divine City. Lin Moyu, who was already far away, also received a reminder from Renhuang Network. Congratulations on completing the first phase of the Black Rain secret realm mission, and you will be rewarded with 10 points of Divine City merit. Congratulations on completing the second phase of the Black Rain secret realm mission, and you will be rewarded with 100 points of Divine City merit. Congratulations on completing the third phase of the Black Rain secret realm mission, and you will be rewarded with 400 points of Divine City merit. Congratulations on clearing the Black Rain Venomous Bee secret realm, you will be rewarded with 500 points of Divine City merit. Lin Moyu received the message and was a little confused. The reward this time is relatively high. Is it because the Black Rain secret realm is more dangerous? That should be the case, otherwise it would be unexplainable. Lin Moyu didn't think much about this matter. Anyway, he took whatever rewards the Human Emperor Network gave him. If you are willing to give more, that would naturally be the best. This trip to the secret realm was very long for him, as if a century had passed. Especially the illusion of reality in the third stage, that kind of experience made him feel unspeakably shocked. I don't know why the last corner of the ancient talisman took the initiative to penetrate into my soul. It looks like the magic weapon recognizes itself as its master. An ancient talisman produced spiritual intelligence? Lin Moyu doesn't think so. It's just instinct at most. If it is truly spiritual, it is not impossible. The ancient talisman comes from the blood of the ancient giant and carries part of the memory of the ancient giant. At that level, anything can happen. A series of bizarre experiences made Lin Moyu feel tired from the bottom of his heart. It's time to take a rest. Just study rules carefully and hope to master all the texts. We also need to study this guy in the soul. Lin Moyu's thoughts were racing as he flew towards the Chu 13283 galaxy. In the core area of the Divine City, the bigwigs of the other side realm once again held a tea party. Xingzuan Fu and Xingzuan Wu both left not long ago and returned together 100 days later. After returning, Fu Xingzuan looked solemn, said nothing, and remained in a state of leaving. With him like this, no one else dared to disturb him. It is also the other side realm, but there is still a difference between the Holy Lord and the ordinary other side. In Xinchen, Wu Xingzuan left again and did not return until the day after. When he came back, Wu Xingzuan brought back some pieces of Taoist tea, and everyone also held a tea party. After Fu Xingzuan drank several cups of Taoist tea, he truly relaxed and his solemn look gradually disappeared. No one knows where Fu Xingzuan and Hao Xingzuan have gone or what they have experienced. If they don't tell, others won't ask. Suddenly, Xingzuan Fu frowned slightly, showing surprise. How could this happen? Mrs. Yu gently held the teacup and asked softly, Lord, Holy Lord, what happened? Fu Xingzuan pointed his finger, and a picture appeared. The screen shows a scene of an ancient talisman avoiding the giant hand and automatically getting into Lin Moyu. Everyone looked at it and showed doubts. Mrs. Yu was puzzled. What's going on? Xingzuan Fu shook his head. He should have experienced something in the secret realm. Saint Hao pondered. The Black Rain secret realm is somewhat special. Its secret realm tests are related to the soul, and some strange things will happen. Mr. Lin also hummed. I remember that hundreds of years ago, there was also a secret realm related to the soul. There seemed to be some pictures that did not belong to this era in that secret realm, and many people who entered could see it. Mrs. Yu said, Mr. Lin is talking about the Feihua secret realm. It's a pity that no one who came out of that secret realm has any memory of the secret realm. Xingzuan Fu whispered, I wonder if Xiao Yu Lin saw anything this time and whether he can remember it.